We're back. 2 weeks is too long. 2 weeks is too long.
Too long.
Film
too long.
I know it does. Can't talk about films only to Jade. And that's no, we don't mind. We had a little discussion about this movie, on but before we go on to what we're going to watch, what was a wild card by Jay, really, but Will helped out a little bit. How you guys been?
Quite well. Happy to see spring finally making its appearance here. How about you, Jay?
Good, and same here. We're finally getting some good weather, so I can't complain.
Yeah, we had good weather, and then it just got terribly windy in the last 30 minutes. I was like, good old English weather.
We've been dealing with a bit of wind this week too, which has been pretty annoying. Knocked down a lot of branches in the yard, but no big deal.
But let's get with it, because this is our first movie on the wheel that has been out already that none of us have ever watched, except for cinema movies, of course. But this is the first one that none of us. I'd never even heard of it, to be honest.
I had not. Jay, had you heard of it?
No, never.
No, and it's and the thing is, we do like Dafoe. Like that, and we kind of like his style. It was the reason was, if you missed the wheel, we have the wild card and on the Jeopardy wheel, I suppose you want to call it. It's Oscar nominated movies and winners of all time, and the wheel picked this one from 2021. So this is COVID era movie, but never heard of it. And then we all watched the trailer, and we all went, "This looks really good."
How did we not know this? Right?
We were kind of like, "This is kind of our." From the other movies, that style we kind of all like. It has a bit of thriller. It looked like it was, a dark, kind of drama thriller kind of, and a cast that was really good, and a director that we all kind of like. We like his work. And this, I didn't realize this is now the second movie, I think, I can't remember who it was, that we've had the same actor 2 times in a row.
Right in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, wasn't Pacino, I thought was...
Yeah, Pacino was it, and then Perlman. Yeah, so he's been, boom, he's like...
And coincidentally enough, he plays a strongman in both movies, because he's also a strongman in this. Yes.
So, but, yeah, the cast... What cast? If you're going to go for a cast on this is literally, like everybody, I was like... We go on to it, like, everybody, you'd be like, I want them in my movie. I want them.
Yeah.
Well, it's good names, but it's not just that they're names. Like, they're really talented actors and actresses as well.
That's it. Like that. When we're going to the first part, like when we get to the carnival section, it's literally everyone.
It's like, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. Like, is that Willem Dafoe? Is that such and such? Is that
that's Willem Dafoe. Like that? That's David Strathairn, who's I know him as a stage actor. He's just so amazing. But he's also been in. We've seen him in A League of Their Own, and he's in. He's in 8 Men Out. He's in a whole bunch of films that I like, but it was him. And you're right. How did we not know this? I just still don't know how we did not know this film.
No.
Must have been just so crazy at COVID time.
It was, but I think it's the problem with the Oscars as well, because they up it to is it now 8 nominations?
10.
Is it 10 now? It's so it kind of gets phased out of which one's actually up there and which one's getting the buzz. And did he win for Shape of Water the year before? That must have been.
That would have been, I want to say 2017 or 18 maybe for Shape of Water.
Yeah. So he's hot at that time, I suppose, like that. And I'm guessing there was a slight delay maybe in making the movie because of COVID came out, but. Who knows? But chat, let us know if you actually watched it. Hello, Honey Bazak. Go on, Sandy. Hello, anyway. I'm going to say that. That's my dyslexia.
Kazera's kids. Hello and welcome.
It sounds like you sound like a Westerner. That's why I put it out like that. You're going to get Daryl when he comes in. Is the up that? It sounds like a like Western name, like this.
Yeah, like
kid or something.
Billy the Kid.
Yeah. So like that. Well, welcome. Have you watched this movie? Because I think this is the one that went right under the radar. Oh my God, that's going to be
there you go.
Be really confusing. J and J.
Welcome, Jay.
Meet Jay.
Welcome.
From one J to another.
Yeah.
And you've got cards
too many
on
J's.
you've got cards on your icon there. You've got some kind of are they Pokemon? What kind of cards are they? So yes, we want to get to know you, Kazera's kids.
I would know because
Are they? They looked colourful. I'm guessing they're Pokemon. They aren't Magic the Gathering. I would say they're Pokemon because they're very colourful. And that's it. But here we go. We're going to get it right. Is it? But yeah, let's get with this because as we do, we're going to break down this movie and we're going to like that. So let's. So I do like, you can straight away, you can tell what director. I think if somebody sat you down and didn't tell you the director, you would guess the director. I think that he's got that style. He's got like, he loves that lower angle and then that
lighting.
pan out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so yeah.
And the lit from behind. There's so many scenes in this film that are backlit so that the people in the foreground, you can't really see them.
He does that a lot in that Frankenstein.
Well, it was such a good timing that I recently had watched that Frankenstein just to kind of compare his style again, because it's been a little bit since I've watched one of his movies. I am a fan of his movies. It's just been a while since I watched one. So getting that kind of refreshment on his visual style was nice to just compare the two.
But it's a strange opening. I was like, oh, this is not what I expected. You get Bradley's Cooper character, Stanton. Stanton. Is it Stanton?
Stanton.
Stan. We call him Stan. I think he calls
himself Stan works.
Stan works, yeah. He's putting a body in a kind of derelict house, let's call it. It looks like anyway. Now I must say, I was like, oh, he's going to bury the body in that hole. But then I was like, when we find it, he sets fire to the place. Good accelerant. He used good accelerant. I must say that was a fine accelerant to use. But why did he have to put the body in the hole?
I don't know, because you would have thought like, oh, it's to keep the fire contained a little bit so I can escape. But clearly, it looks like it was poured all over the floor too, because it all lights up around him. So I thought the same thing. I'm like, what was the point of the hole? Maybe just dramatic visual effect, and didn't really think the logic through. But I didn't think. Plus, isn't there like a fireplace right there right next to him? I mean, I don't know. It did seem odd.
I was thinking, so immediately, if you've read Edgar Allan Poe's The Telltale Heart, even before he begins to put the body in the floor, that's what this room is. This room is the room from The Telltale Heart. The old man lying on the bed, the younger man more annoyed at the old man, right? To the point where, well, in that tale, it's his, he's got a weird eye, a vulture eye that bothers him. And he finally does him in and buries him under the floorboard. So that's immediately where I went. But then I was kind of annoyed, number one, for what you just said. Like, it seemed like a useless gesture, except to evoke the Telltale Heart. Because in the Telltale Heart, it's the beating of the heart that eventually is his undoing. It's his conscience. And in this film, spoiler, there is no conscience there.
That is so vague though. You would have to know that. You would have to know that. What poem is it? Is it a writing? Just a short story?
The Telltale Heart, the bump. But the thing is, that room, before I saw the hole, before I saw him dragging a body, that room was the Telltale Heart. So he was deaf, and and I looked at some criticism, and it's like, well, it was a different storyline, etc. But that's what that got. And same thing. Okay, you've put the body in the hole. Okay, so it's going to be there, and it's going to nag at your conscience. Nope, set it on fire. Okay. Just...
Do you know what even annoyed me? I was like, okay, my brain went into, okay, this is a mistake. He didn't realize the accelerant was going to be around, and when he gets outside, the city, the town, is there going to be fire engines? Then there's going to be something, and it's literally the house is in the middle of nowhere. Literally, so literally, I'm like, so you could have just put that body anywhere and then burnt the house. Why? Like straight away, you're like, okay, I'm
So
going to
at
pause
least-
back there. I'm going to pause back and go,
And he
maybe
wrapped it
they'll
up.
explain it. Maybe they'll explain
Yeah.
it. But yeah.
Well, and then like I kind of started to think, because like you could make the assumption that burning down the house burns down the memory. Well, obviously I don't want to spoil who the guy is, but like you could make the assumption, we'll get to it at some point later in the movie, that this is kind of burning down the memories that came along with the person, you know, that he just dragged into the hole. So burn down the house, burn down all of it. It's all in your past. But again, it's just the way he went about the
clean
fire
slate.
that does, like just like burn the whole thing down, get rid of it, the bad memories, the person, like all of it. But I still don't understand the hole in the fire. It just,
Nope.
again, could have just left him in the bed and lit the house
Could've.
on. Like I don't know that it
Why
seemed
did-
like
just 'cause drag
over dramatic.
Just to drag
you
him
know,
in,
a
or
bit.
what? I don't know. It's bizarre. It was bizarre. I was just like,
Yes.
but then I was like, it's going to be explained. It's going to be explained. It's
Yeah.
literally, yeah. And but yeah, so he gets on I'm guessing a greyhound, because literally they showed that a lot. And he's going to, well, the end of the line, isn't he? So he's got no possessions. I think he's got a radio with him, and that's it, really, isn't it? Like,
Yep.
I think
I think
he's
so.
just got radio.
And the watch, well, you find out later, he's
Yeah.
got a watch and a radio. That's it.
But he gets to the end of the line. Now, this is in Ontario in Canada. Then it goes to Buffalo. So this bit is in Canada. And yeah, he gets off in kind of middle of nowhere cafe, and and we get to the carny folk. Let's say that the carnival. He sees them and he follows the performer who is short of height, let's say that. Let's YouTube politely as saying it. I loved it. Like, the look in this is great, I must say. The style, the feel, it makes you feel like you're in 1940s, middle of nowhere, fun fair, carnival America. It was great. It's got that kind of, none of the colors are too popping. He's got that saturation. He's over colorized everything. He's doing that low shots for the thing. The cinematography in this first 40 minutes, I'm going to go for the carny lot, is great. I think it looks great. It was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, and it just looked, when you first see it, it looked really good. It looked like one of his movies. Oh, we're going to get one of his movies.
For sure. And I think that's one of the things, it's a movie that fits his style very well. Like, obviously directors pick their movies for certain reasons. And even like Frankenstein, that was another one where I noticed right out of the gate, the filters, the Gothic style, like it all just fits his style well. So I think he's very good about choosing the material he works with. And like you said, that 1940s kind of middle of nowhere American carnival, obviously I've never experienced one. I don't know the true authenticity of how well this or how much this looks like one, but what I would picture, if you were to, say, hey, picture a 1940s middle of nowhere carnival, it would be these kind of signs for the attractions, all that stuff. It looks like it would be very authentic. I can't confirm that, but I think, again, great job at making it feel like the time, but also what a great fit for his visual style.
There's also lens flare. Did you notice the lens flare a few times, which always makes, with the intent, I think it is for you to remember or to be thinking that there is someone else there, right? I always think when I see a little lens flare, a little droplet of something on the lens, I'm reminded that I'm seeing this story from maybe someone, an observer's perspective, even if you never meet that person.
You must have been doing that all the time in the new Star Trek.
Yeah. I don't like the new Star. Don't like the new Star Trek. Stop bringing it up. That's not artistic.
55 million lens flares in 2 seconds.
That is not artistic. That does not belong in this conversation. Wipe it out.
But yeah, so he's I think it's like 10, like this. Like we got Bradley Cooper. Sorry, is the main character, Stan. And he probably doesn't talk for the first 10 minutes of the movie. He doesn't utter a word. Everybody talks to him, but he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
He's just smoking away. Just carrying on his business. And he's going around the carnival until he gets to this, like, what is it? Beast Man, the Beast of something. Where
Half
we get
beast, half man, the Geek, and oh my gosh.
And then we get the first of William Dafoe's character, who is this, I suppose, the proprietor of this show, I suppose, like that. And he's also got some other things, but he's the, I suppose, in those time, he's like the looking for the freak show, isn't he? He likes that. So we've got a couple of those in this. But yeah, he's now Jade was like, oh, like from this, and I was like, I could see where this could go. She was like, I thought he was a vampire. I thought they were going to do a vampire one.
Oh, you were
just because he's in the dark and the things are
Yeah.
like supernatural, but of course it wasn't. We'll go into that later. But she was like, is he a vampire? Is he like they're going to go like proper supernatural, really dark with this? But alas, they didn't. And we'll have to explain that later of what this is. But the whole point is of this show is they're feeding a chicken to him, but he's only going to bite the neck. But don't worry, it won't cost you $1. It's only going to cost you 25 cents. What is 25 cents in 1940, Sandy?
Oh God.
It's got to be $1
Hang on.
now, isn't it?
Give me one moment.
Dum 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 dum. And then you have to find out what a shot of whiskey was. The comparison. What is? Are we going to get?
I'm awful at. I have no ability to do conversions
We're waiting
quickly,
for the computer.
so
Conversions.
I couldn't tell you.
Sandy's got her.
I suppose I could have just asked AI too. That would be quick.
Yeah. Alexa, what's it?
Yeah.
1940. How much would it cost? I'm going to go for $1. I'm going to go.
I
Go on.
don't think this is right. Let me look one more time. Make sure I've done this correctly.
Is it something silly? 25. Definitely
With
25
something very.
cents.
Hang on.
Because he says a quarter.
Right.
That would only cost you a quarter.
It is. It is. It can't be.
$1. 1940s for $1.
Oh no.
That
Okay.
isn't so-
No. It's $5. It's $5.93. I'm sorry. I kept reading it as
It's
$59.
$5.
$5.93.
Wow.
25 cents. Yep.
That's
I was reading it
to
as
see-
$59. I was
see,
like, that
somebody,
can't be right.
Yeah, to see somebody buy a chicken for $5, I'm okay. Like that. But anyway, like so they've
$5.93. Wow.
yeah. So
though.
the thing is, yeah, that is a
It's a
show. That's a
multiple
lot of
of-
money, I suppose. Would it be because they are going to towns where nothing
Well-
happens? So would this be the this is the attraction for the year? Get your money together. Don't worry about it. And 25 cents, you probably got that in your pocket. But
25 cents, you might. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still for this. There's a lot of
Yeah.
other things I would spend 25 cents on at a carnival, like cotton
Mm.
candy or something else.
not watching a
Not to see
kind
a
of
dude
a
rip the head off a
madman.
chicken.
He doesn't. He just bites into it. He's like, yeah, he just rips, and then
Yeah,
rips
he
it off.
eats
and
a
then,
live. Said he's gonna eat a live chicken, so he's gonna
Yeah,
eat the live
and-
chicken.
This is and then everybody is getting a 25 cents. Sorry, 20 quarter. Let's call it quarter. But except for Stan, who he hasn't got any money, so he quickly sneaks out of the back. But he sneaks out in the back of the where the workers are, where we get to see Ron Pellman again, and yeah, he's the strong man. But he fair play to him, because like we got no
Odd-looking
money.
man. I mean, just we just saw him last week, and still, what an
But young
odd-looking
and now
man.
young, now old. So we saw him when he was like 20. Now he's like in 60 odd. But yeah, he offers him a job as kind of look, because a storm is coming. So he gets these look. I'm men down. If you want to help. It's not great money, but yeah, you got, when I say move, you got to be quick. And yeah, what they do is take down the tents. That'd be terrible in a storm like that.
Oh yeah.
That is good. Some good work though, like from back then, because it's all be like wood, probably like that. Them canvases would be proper thick as well.
Oh yeah. Well, I see
And then
these
they'd be like-
carnivals now. The one at my local volunteer fire department here, they put on a big carnival, and I'm always amazed. Like 10 trucks roll in, right, in the morning, and by the time I come home from work, all the rides, including this huge Ferris wheel. How do they do that? But they do it, and they're here for a week, and then they go to another place for a week, and they go to another place for a week. So they've got it down.
Mhm.
It's still like, what a life, even, from back then, even today, to have that kind of life, different city every week.
Yeah.
So I think they probably recognized, okay, well, he's a young guy. He's not, um, he's seems to be fit. Sure, we'll give him work to do. Gave him work to do.
Mhm.
Mm.
He kept his mouth shut, which is like, okay, that's one of the things that,
Yeah. Well, it
as
has.
you commented
Yeah.
on. He doesn't talk. So,
He
hey,
yeah. He just
just do your
nods.
job,
Yeah.
keep your
Okay.
mouth shut.
Yeah. So they get that, and then they're off. But whilst he goes get his pay, I can't remember what the things is. William Dafoe takes away the quarter. That he goes. You
He
saw
knows,
the show.
yep.
Yeah, I clocked you. You watched the show. You owe me a quarter. So that's it. So yeah. So they're off. But yeah, what's this? Now they're just packing up. But it's he'll go if you want to go to the next one. I'll get you some food. And
Well, he
like
also
that.
gives
So,
him $5 for
yeah.
the radio.
Oh yes, yes.
Supposed to
So
be
$5
$5
for the radio. So that's his last possession. And then when you get to the next one, I'll buy you a hot meal. And then So and this is where he first catches the eye of. Oh, I forgot her name.
Oh,
What's her name?
gosh.
Molly.
Not Molly.
Molly.
Okay.
That's it.
Mhm.
Molly. I should remember.
Took me a minute.
And then it's but whilst that he's got loose, so the panic has started because as they call it, the geek has got loose out of his cage. So it's 2x2s. Everybody go and find him, but don't try and to get him on your own.
Be careful.
Because he's dangerous. But yeah, so they get him. They believe two of them in the House of Horrors or whatever it is. I'm guessing like that. It's like one of those mirror effect kind of places, aren't they?
Well, they had to do this for Guillermo to get his
does.
signature trademark shots and the eyeball and the moving floor, and that was like, okay, yeah.
Oh
easy.
yeah, it looks good though.
It does look good.
It does, yeah. And then he's tucked away into the corner, but this is where Stan kind of tries to look. I'm not going to hurt you. Don't worry about that. Until come with me. We just go out peacefully until the geek grabs a big stone.
To wax him.
Proper smacks him, and then of course he's been given, I don't know what it's like, some metal bar, isn't it? Some really to kind of smack him back.
A little billy club, yeah.
Yeah, and he kind of smacks him twice. Don't kill him! Don't kill him! So yeah, he's near enough fractured his skull. But yeah, they get him back into the cage, and because he's done it, then William Dafoe's character, there's a bed around the corner if you want one. So you can have that. So yeah, he's off. But at this point, I still don't think he's spoken. I still don't think at this point. No.
If any.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like, even when he tries to touch up, he's like, he's got the wound on his head, and he's like pulls back. He doesn't want to be touched. But yeah, he gives him that, and then we go back flash, I suppose, like a flashback of the room, the house that was on fire. And we see him kind of caring for an old man, but then he wakes up and he's kind of, so we know he's kind of reminiscing about someone. Now, at the moment, we don't really know. It is you can perceive that that's his father.
Yeah,
that's the only thing you can
conclude that.
Yeah, and then we get kind of then back into the carnival thing. So like he's just kind of the helper. That's it. We get to see a couple of the other folks like that, and he's got his eye on Molly, who's watching the Snake Man. That double, was it
tap dancer?
Yeah, that double. Was it double jointed?
Double jointed. I know, it hurts to look at.
Yeah, it's like ugh. That's it. So, but it can't be good for you, even if you are double jointed. It can't be good for you. It's got to be like, it's like that. But yeah, he's things now. So they've gone to the new town, and he wants a bath. There's a now this is weird. Was this building here?
I don't
understand. Did they make the plan? Because they're with them.
With the show, but they're in a house. So
yeah.
I don't understand if maybe they were. That bothered me. This little detail bothered me so much because it looked like, okay, this is definitely a house, and for the 1940s, you're not going to cart this around, So, but they're with the show, so I don't get it.
Yeah, I also wasn't really sure on that.
Yeah, I was just like, but yeah, why, how, what? What is it? So it's a bit odd, but yeah. But he goes for the bath, and we find what is the name in real life?
Tony Collette.
Tori. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's been everywhere like that. She's Australian, isn't she? She's Australian. I'm sure she is, or New
Oh,
Zealand.
I'm not sure.
I don't honestly know.
Yes, Australian. Yeah, because she was Muriel. I'm sure she's Muriel.
She's
know,
in
Muriel's wedding?
everything.
Yeah,
She
but
is.
I'm sure she's Muriel's wedding. Was she in Muriel's wedding? I'm sure she's Muriel's wedding.
I haven't seen
Oh,
Muriel's
Muriel. That's you've not seen it.
wedding. No.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. I might have to go back. I might have to go on the wheel. It was one of the first Australian ones that got a hit, and
Let
it's
me
just
look.
like from the like it's got to be early 90s.
Yeah,
Muriel's
she's in
wedding.
a lot
Chat,
of
help
stuff.
me.
Let's
Help.
see. I'm looking.
I'm sure it's
looking.
Muriel's wedding.
I'm
Yes,
back to
Muriel's wedding.
2010.
She
Is
plays
it?
Muriel.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, she's a bit
I know her from
chunky.
Little
She's not
Miss.
got Hollywood.
Little Miss Sunshine is where I know her from.
Yep.
What's
Yep.
I
that?
think that's probably the first
Movie,
time.
a Steve Carell movie from like
Oh, okay.
the early 2000s, I want to say. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, so you didn't see Little Miss Sunshine? Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
it.
movie. I
don't
recommend
think
that
that's
one.
on our list.
The worst
Maybe
thing
we
is,
need to put it
I
on.
always get. I don't like Steve Carell. I just don't
I
find him
don't
funny.
either. But
Oh,
it's a
see, I love
cute
Steve
film.
Carell.
Oh dear, I'm like,
I
everything. I'm like, I just don't find you funny. It's like,
see, I love Steve Carell. One, I do think he's funny, but also he's just got a very genuine niceness about him that I've always
I
always
like him.
liked.
I like him real life. I don't like.
Yeah.
I watched it. Like I can listen to him in like a podcast or whatever interview. I'm like, you're a really nice guy.
He
And then I
does
just
seem to
like,
be.
but you're not funny enough for me. I don't know why. I just
And
don't get it.
he's a Massachusetts guy, so there you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
is he on the list of the Massachusetts people?
He
I
sure
So he,
is.
he loses a point now from me.
Oh, you know what else she is? She's the mom in The Sixth Sense.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, I guess I didn't connect the two. I probably didn't realize that was her.
Yeah, but she's out second Australian in the movie then, because we'll see another one soon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so she's it was just a bit. The setting was weird because did they turn up and they're already there and they're
Yeah.
part of things because so we get that he's off for a bath, but there is what is his name? Sandy.
Pete.
David Strathairn.
That's
I
it.
love him.
What has
I love
been
him.
Everything. It
such
just seems like everything.
Good guy. He's one of those very understated. He always plays a very quiet man.
Yeah.
Very understated. He had a great role in Lincoln.
Mhm.
He played Seward, I think, in Lincoln, and just 8 Men Out, and not Misery, Dolores Claiborne, and I just you just
He
like
always
him.
plays the supporting actor to the supporting actor, I suppose you
Yeah.
want to call that. He's never the
Yeah.
main, but he's like solid actor. So, and he seems to be like when that one actor, you're like, I know their face. There was a lot of that in this. You're like, I don't know your name. I'll have to look you up, but I've seen you everywhere, like that. They seem to have managed to get that in this film as well. But
They
yeah, he's
did. The one who came out was the bad guy we'll see later. That was another one. It was like, oh my gosh, why do I know this Richard Jenkins guy, right? And I
the
couldn't
other guy.
really,
No,
I couldn't
it
really
was-
think like what he was in, and then I looked him up, and I'm like, because you're in everything, dude.
Yeah,
You're
he's
But
been
in
it's
a lot.
even what is he? He's bouncer, like what is it, security guard or whatever. The guy. He's
So that's
he's in everything.
he
Oh,
was just in the Iron Claw. He plays the dad. That's
Yes,
Holt.
yes.
that
Holt
was the
Callahan.
dad. Oh my
But he's in
gosh.
everything, yeah. And then you got even the sheriff that we see later. He's always a sheriff. He's always that kind of. He always plays like that redneck sheriff. Like it's like that. I was like, oh wait, it's just like It was like he got the best of the best for the roles.
They
but,
really
yeah,
did. They really did.
Yeah, even the small roles.
Yes, yeah. That like they say when you just say you're like, what a good part. Just like you come in because yeah. So what is it? Pete, isn't it? In this, so Pete, yeah, he's
Pete. Yeah.
he is the old timer medium, but he's stopped being a medium now, and because of he's got a drinking habit. So
And
he
he's
is
old.
now
God bless.
yeah, and now he's now with Zenda the whatever was it the seer or something.
Xena.
That is
Yeah.
Xena is it? So he does kind of the behind the scenes under to get that. But yeah, so he goes off because he's staying there now and again. The bath is nice enough. It looks like it was already run like that. But it's, go get naked.
She probably has a steady stream of customers, as they
Yeah.
say.
So let's say she's quick and easy lady. Let's just say that she knows what she
provides
wants.
the full service.
Yes,
With the bath.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
By the
she
end,
does a
you'll
good-
be happy. Put it that way.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, it's yeah, and I like this. Like the first 10 minutes, of the movie. Like I don't think we saw Bradley Cooper without a cigarette out of his mouth. He just.
I was going to say there's so much smoking in this film. It's
1940s though, so they did play well.
Jeez
Now
Louise.
you get where they do time periods and
Yeah.
they don't have that. At least this was kind of what the mannerisms of people. You're like, I can see that setting because
it
everybody's
would have been.
next cigarette, next cigarette, next cigarette. It's things. But yes, so let's lucky enough, it's one of those movies that we don't see anything. But she's very handy in the bath. Let's say that. That's it. And then we course, yeah, there we go. The stronger man.
Exact same pose as in the film, the last film we reviewed.
The City of Love.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he had
City
chains
of Lost
around him. But he had this. He was on a stage with a rope
Yep.
around it. But he was in chains. He was breaking chains. And here he's holding up a, whatever fake.
I
don't
wonder.
know.
I know that the Toro is City of Lost Children is one of his favorite movies. So wonder if, and he's used Ron Perlman before. So I wonder if he was like, "I've got a little bit for you. You can
Yeah.
actually be this like that." And so yeah, it's strange, but yeah, he goes on to that, and then we get to kind of more now like this the next kind of moments of the film, and it goes on for about 40 minutes until we get to the next act, I suppose, like is learning everybody's play, everybody's performances, what they do, not in depth. We kind of get a snippet of what they all do, and it seems like, and I don't think it's like, it seemed like Bradley Cooper was just, I want to learn it all. He was trying to be a sponge. I want to kind of oh, you do that, but I want to know that. You do that, I want to know that. And even to this where she gets him to be I suppose the money collector, but he's still kind of again learning his trade. He doesn't say much, but they all kind of it's they can kind of, they started to trust him that he doesn't mind ripping people off. So in this bit, they're it's what write down a question, put it in a thing. She then takes a separate bowl, lights it on fire, whilst then Pete, who was drunk downstairs, he writes it on a board, but which she can see through a see-through panel,
like
through
a
the
mirror
floor.
with a mirror,
Yeah.
like it's being reflected up at her. And so
So
I have to comment at this point. So first, the first element that kind of I noticed was the comparison to the Telltale Heart, and then immediately thereafter, that entire part of the book, The Prestige, that you all didn't see in the film, The Prestige, is all about doing the fake, mentalist stuff. And the kind of the struggle between, is it really fake or is it providing someone somewhere some comfort, which is why Pete was saying don't go overboard, and why the families eventually are going to come to him. That's straight out of the book, The Press. Now, I know this was a book before, right? But if this hadn't been a book before, I would have said, oh, they just took this right out of the book, The Prestige, because that's the whole part that was missing from the film version, was a lot. So I felt like the first, I don't know, 20 or 30 of this film, I was thinking that, like, what is original about this film? Again, I know there's a book out there, but it was just so odd. The scenes just seemed so similar to, and in this case, what was missing from The Prestige, the film, all about this part of the show, being the mentalist, being the entertainer, reading the minds, even the point about how they end up talking about the codes, that was described in detail in the book, The Prestige. So sorry to go on a tangent, but
I think it's different though. Like The Prestige though is about kind of being famous, being the number one. This is all about money. It's literally ripping the people off, isn't it? It's literally how can you rip somebody off, but you won't get found out? Because like even Pete says, if you go too far, then they'll know that you know something. So you have to be vague, enough to bring in your mark. And it's even said that, don't they? They what you can do some things like the fainting. Like
If you
you've
go
done
too
too much,
far,
the
you
power,
can faint
the
and
power is
stop it.
over you.
Yep.
Yeah. So So yeah, it's things. But we get then just the show happens. Yeah, it's she reads out some truths about somebody. It's like, oh, I needed some. It's what you see, and probably a lot we've all seen through movies or TV shows. Oh, somebody is in the audience who's thinking about somebody with the letter A or something like that. Oh, it's me. So, and then they've got their tricks. Is if their age, and then they go on later, don't they? Of like there are words they say like to explain it. So he's written down the kind of codes to so she knows what to answer for the question. But then they're good at reading people. If they're old, they've had somebody died. And it's like that. If they're young, they're going to be probably pissed off with their mum and dad. It was like that. It's it's like there's certain things. It's just like most people have got, and they even say because most of the time people have got them troubles. So most of the time you're going to be right.
It's that you're playing the odds. You're definitely playing the odds.
No, but
So
I said
that woman looked so familiar to me, but she's really not been in anything that you might think of, except she was in the Forsyte Saga.
Oh, what, the woman there?
Yeah, I don't think I would have remembered her from that. She's not really in much.
Not at all.
Might be a stage actress of some sort, but her name is Sarah Mennel, and she just had one of those faces to me that just seemed, I've seen that face before. Abigail. A is your name Abigail?
Yeah, it's like that, isn't it? Picking it out. Isn't it? What I say is picking it out. So it's like that. But we get that. But everything going on, and then this is where we kind of they've got the trust of Stan, and this is where they kind of open up. This is where they kind of show him. That's it. Like he wants to learn from Pete, and he's like, well, I don't do it anymore, but I do it once for you. And he goes, give to Xena. I think it's Xena. Like one thing, and then this is where they play the cards of the watch to him, and then he closes, comes in, and knows everything about the watch. And it's because she kind of says, what does this man or whatever? What do I have from this man?
Please do tell me what I have from the words
it's
in a specific order.
Yeah, and then you find out these words, and there's certain sequences they will say that is a code that it's cleverly, like the book is clever. And I was like, that is they say it's years to master and years to do it. And I was like, that is clever. So every single phrase and every sequence of words is a code word to say what it is. And I was like, that's clever. So it's and then that's it. But he go again. Pete uses his kind of knowledge of Stan to kind of break down the daddy issues or something like that. And then he stole the watch. He kind of gets into the whole thing, and he's like, he nails it. Like, oh, this is like even Stan is a bit put back of like, how did you do that? That's absolutely truth. And he's like, and then he explains because people are simple. People have always got that kind of story. So you just got to break it down and just look at their reactions.
And you have to think back then, like the number one family heirloom passed from a father to a son is going to be a watch. There are several in my family.
Pulp Fiction?
Yep.
Yes, that's true.
I shoved this up my ass.
And I smuggled it out. Yep. But I'm sure every family has some pocket watches and things like that have been, there's not much, with women, you have jewelry, but with men, it's a pocket watch. That's about it.
Always remember to clean it though, just in case. Just in case that story never got out. Where did they went to Vietnam? I might clean that. Oh, that's a great scene. That is Christopher Walken.
Christopher
That's
Walken just delivers it so unbelievable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we've had that. I think that's got. Is that's on the wheel? Must be on the wheel. One of Quentin
Is
Tarantino.
it? Let me pull it
Has to
up.
be on the wheel.
I don't
Must
know.
be on the wheel.
I don't
It's
know
like
how
when
much
we,
Tarantino I put on the wheel.
I know, but that is like sorry, I'm gonna go things. Was it True Romance? That scene
It
with
is not on the wheel.
is it? Oh, but how's that not on the wheel? Dum dum dum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
it is now.
It is now. There we go. But yeah, that scene in True Romance. I think I've seen it before, and it's just amazing. Like with the was it Chesterfields? Can you just give me a Chesterfield? Have you got a Chesterfield? Great scene. But this, Pete. He plays it like they all play it well. And I like this because the acting's really, really well. It's getting like you're getting kind of an aspect of what is you think is going to happen because it does take its turns. But I must say, after this, the pacing of the movie kind of dragged for me. It is very it's stuff that could have been wrapped up because they wanted to give a visualization and cinematography, make it look pretty. It seemed to not do well with the pacing because of the dialogue and the script like that. I felt this I've been 40-50 minutes in and we're introducing everyone still. Nothing's really happened. I felt that, and then you get the second bit of I suppose you want it the second act, but that is really just like when we get to Buffalo. But this bit, I was like, oh, I get what you were doing. You're trying to explain a lot, but it was, this has been going on for quite a long while, and then I realized it's a 2.5 hour movie. I was like, wow,
It's a bit long.
Hour film, and although the funny thing was, so I was watching it last night, kind of late. Long work day and other stuff. And I thought, okay, I'll watch half last night and I'll get up early and watch the other half. And I kept noticing how long the movie was, but I also didn't want to stop it. I didn't want to, because sometimes I'll do that for a long film, even one I like. But although I felt it was dragging, I still wanted to see what was next because there's so many holes in this plot in this film.
We're going.
There's so many questions.
We're getting to that. There was moments I was like,
but you keep
the next bit's going to tell me the next bit,
and the next one, and the next one. Yeah. So that's I feel exactly the same. That it was stretched out in some places that it didn't need to be stretched out in, except. I'm thinking, okay, this is Guillermo del Toro, so he wants to show us something visually, so he's stretching it out. But he wasn't even doing that in these scenes. No. These weren't the big visual scenes. So, I agree with you. There's some
the talking bits like this, when you're getting these bits, I thought were good. But then the next bit, it just dragged out. It seemed like the bits were important to kind of give you a plot of where it could develop. Was there, but then the middle bits in between it just why am I seeing this? Why am I having this? And it was just for look, it looks kind of pretty, I guess, in like that. And and I say the one of the best things about this movie is the cinematography is absolutely stunning. That's it. But we get back them the talking, and it kind of leaves, and this is where we get back to them William Dafoe things, who's kind of he's a pickler. I was like that. Was it like it's mostly like fetile, like feet.
It is. Those are all like the deformed.
Yeah,
like
of like something's wrong. Like, and it's even if it's true. When he says about what was the baby? Let's like that baby. That's it. It has a name for him, and it like killed
Enoch.
Enoch, and we see the stitching and they've modified it to make it look more freaky. So, but he's paid I'm guessing that's what they used to do. Somebody died in childbirth. Do you want that the pickle? And then they changed it to more look like a
they would
a freak,
they would combine animals together.
Yeah.
Right. You'd have the chicken with a lion's head or whatever, and it was all fake. It was all eh, done for show. And, the freak show. Hey, look, even today, we pay for, look at what passes for entertainment today. We pay for the freak shows, and this
Hello.
was, yeah.
Hello again.
But you could also, like, you do get the view from behind
Yeah.
where you see the light shining from so you're seeing how these are set up. It's not just, oh, it's a thing in a jar. They've got the lighting set up. They've got, to really exploit the grotesqueness of these things that people, I mean, in that room with the geek paying the quarter, there were ladies with dresses and hats who were just happy to see that. That's just so freaky.
But I
that's
say,
what they're
like, it
selling.
is. But that's the thing is, like, it's a time period. Like, you're lucky to have a radio in your house.
Yep. What else are you
And
gonna
then
do?
and that's it. And when it comes, it's wow. Look at this. This is the new thing. And it's we get it. What in Sergeant York is the news is the guy reading out the newspaper. Like that. We got the news.
He
Everybody
comes to
stand
the
around.
town, to the post
Yeah.
office or the bank, and he stands there and reads the news. Sometimes it is the postal carrier. Back then, the whole deal with the Pony Express, it wasn't just that we're delivering the mail, we're also delivering the news, and we might be delivering money to make change, to fill up the bank. All that when there's nothing else. Now, it's interesting, like the time period. Obviously, there are the references to the war that we get a little bit later.
Very subtle, though. Very
Subtle.
Yeah.
So it's kind of odd that you're not getting a specific time period here, and I like you're
No,
kind of
it's
left
only
to
one.
deduce it.
It's only one time when. So we're going to skip forward like here when he gets strapped into the lie detector chair, and that's when he
And
said,
they
"What
say,
year is it?"
who's the
That's it.
president? FDR.
Yeah, what year is it? Yeah.
Yep.
But that's that's the only time. But yeah, Enoch. Yeah, but this is where again it was weird. I thought this was going to be a setup. This bit because he blatantly tells him about the two cases. One's alcohol for pickling, don't use it, you'll kill, and then the other one's fine, and that is used, like that. But if you take them, make sure you put a quarter in, so you can take it what you want. Like I'm guessing it's like moonshine and some
It's still homemade.
terrible
Oh yeah.
pickle,
Oh
mate.
yeah.
Some kind of ridiculous moonshine.
What alcohol?
But I was like, is this a setup? I was like, oh, something's going to happen with this. I was like, that is a very like a visual point to tell me why is there two, like, you got alcohol. I don't need to know about the alcohol pickling, but they that's it. So it was a bit like,
But also, like, why would you keep both those cases right next to each other?
yeah, because your one's
I
in red
couldn't-
cat, one's in blue. That's it.
Like, I couldn't. Yeah, like, I don't understand why you would keep something poisonous right next to something you drink.
yeah.
Okay,
It
maybe
seemed.
I made the
I
wrong
also
conclusion
thought that
then.
it was going to lead to something, and then
Yeah.
it doesn't. So then I'm even more like, well, then why the hell did you have those next to each other in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I thought it did lead to something, so I must have been wrong.
Oh, okay.
I thought he put the poison in the last flask he handed to Pete so that Pete would die.
Oh no, I thought he just took a regular bottle
Yeah.
of because
Yeah,
it
he
looked
took
like it was
like
just
that.
a glass
Yeah.
bottle. Yeah, it looked just like the one
That
in Willem
flask.
Dafoe's hand, which I thought was the one you could drink.
Mm.
I thought that was just like one too many for the guy. Like I didn't think he actually
That's what I
intended to
thought,
poison
yeah.
him or anything.
Yeah.
I thought
I-
it was
that-
just one too many. The guy, liver
I
kicked out or
thought-
something. I don't know.
I thought yes and no, and I would say that I thought what Sandy said, but then there wasn't the payoff. So then I went back and went, oh, he just had one too
And
many.
it didn't need to be. Yeah, whichever he drank was going to be his last drink.
Yeah,
It just,
so-
yeah,
Right.
okay.
But they could have played it off. Sorry, we're jumping forward here to Pete's death, and they're going to come up in a moment. But
Sorry,
they could have
chat, we
played it
do
off.
this once in a while. If you're new to Film Club, hi, welcome.
But
We
when
go
they
off tangents sometimes.
when they get that, they could have made out that he was, I don't know, he was an alcoholic, and everybody in the carnival, he always got, look, just give me one more, and they were so strong, they were like, no. But because he was new, they went, "Look, just one more. I just need that
Oh,
one more
he
drink," and he
worked
didn't
him.
know it. and that's tipped him over the edge. You know, there was some medical, you know, it could have been underlining that, you know, and it could have been that, you know, he would have, that one last drink would have killed him.
Well, but they knew he was drinking still anyways, because when he was under the
exactly. That's what I'm
stage,
saying.
he was drunk, and they
yeah.
referenced that he was drunk under there. So
Yeah,
I just assumed that it was just everybody's got one final drink, and that was just his.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, then it just played out kind of like that, unfortunately. But yeah, so we get that a setup to the non-setup, but yeah, but it's he's a. We get more of that, and then we get more of the carnival, and this is where we get the things. We get Molly. She's Sandy. You explained what they do in Buffalo.
She's Electra Girl. Yeah, and because we're in Buffalo, where
we get
there's plenty of electricity being made by Westinghouse and by Tesla at Niagara Falls.
I really need a cough. I'll be right back.
This could even be the because they were in Denver when they were in the Prestige. They were in Colorado. But yeah, there's electricity here in Buffalo, the first electrified town, I believe, because it's where the power generators at Niagara Falls were created. So she is Electra Girl. Now, in the 1940s, could this have been possible? I don't know.
I don't even totally understand
Seems
what
a bit extreme.
Yeah, I don't understand. I kept expecting a supernatural element to this movie to some degree, and like it never came through, which is fine, but I don't understand what this electrical act is. Like how electric is this? Like how much current is running through this electricity?
I think it's the same
How
thing
is she
Tesla was doing
surviving?
in the
I don't.
Prestige. Like the direct current is not going to hurt you until you touch somebody else. And that's why later, when he gets in between the sheriff and her, he's like, I just saved your life. Because she could have discharged it right into someone else and zapped him. But, you know, it goes from ground to ground through somebody. Kind of like those balls. You know,
Well,
glass.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. I'm like, well, was that a thing back then? I was so confused.
Her hair doesn't go woo.
That's the thing. Her hair and and she's wearing, there's metal on her.
I couldn't understand how she was surviving this act. It didn't make sense.
But she does say, doesn't she, later, that it really hurt.
Well, yeah, she referenced like some muscle cramping the next day. Like, again, I just, at this time era, I wouldn't have thought something like this was possible. Like to be able to control.
But it's a great visual effect.
It is good.
Yeah, it looked cool for sure. I just was so confused. I kept, like I said, until we get to about the point where, you know, they move on from the carnival, I kept thinking there was going to be a supernatural element to this movie in some capacity that was going to come in, and it never did. And this was one of the things that led me to think, I'm like, does she have some kind of power? Like I couldn't understand how. I didn't know if like some of the acts were just smoke and mirrors, and some of them were like, again, even the guy that eats the chickens there. Like I thought at some point, was it going to be something more than what it is? And then when Willem Dafoe describes what it is, it was like, oh, that's all it is, huh? Like,
you need to remake this movie, cut it off at the carnival point, and then everybody in the carnival turns into superheroes. They've all got superhero powers.
They've all got some kind of mutant power.
And then kind of do like
X-Men.
the Watchmen. Just turn it into like the Watchmen.
Yeah.
Wow, you'd be like, wow, like
it's got the right aesthetic for it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit odd. But yeah, Stan. This is very off the cuff now. This was only played up once to kind of sell a point that he's a drawer, to draw a machine for him. So yeah, he can draw, and then he kind of plays out. We don't see him draw except for this one scene that was there to show that he can build a machine for her. So he's got the idea of, you know, the electric chair. The electric chair. That is our second movie with an electric chair in. There we go.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a reference in the Prestige, because Tesla had, that's what he and Edison were tossling over, was the electric chair. So so that's you know, and then we had the Green Mile, of course. So but you're right, that's another unresolved thread where, and I almost wonder, like, okay, were we supposed to see something when he was flipping the pages? He flipped from the electric chair backward, and there were a couple of things, and then it was her picture. Were we supposed to see something else in that notebook? I don't know.
I don't know, because it's even when he has a discussion with Molly, and he just it's what I did when I was younger to kind of distract me about every day. What every day? What's going on? Tell me more. And it just doesn't do it. But yeah, we get now the Geek, and he's back. Yeah, and he gives him a cigarette. Now, so at this point, you're like, well, he's not like if he was that violent, he was going to bite off his finger. You would expect. Just a bit odd, but this is where he comes up to Molly and tells like he's got an eye for Molly, but this is where he kind of tells her, "I've got your act. I've got an idea for an act now." So it's let's put you in an electric chair and let's zap you. So we kind of it's we get more crowds over that.
See, like look at the picture. Go back. Go ahead. See the picture next to Molly. Like, who is that? His dad?
I'm guessing so. An old,
Like, are we supposed to get something from there? I just don't know. Like, but you're right. That's it's a thread that we get no resolution on.
No. But so from that, then he goes off, and of course he builds it, and
looks great too. By the way, he's quite a carpenter.
He's a great carpenter.
Yeah,
he's a great carpenter, and he's literally the thing is, there's like no time span. Like it makes out in the movie like this is just done in like a couple of days. This would take, like,
next day,
it's
like done.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
it's like, oh, what's the spinning wheel? Oh, I don't know. That's BS.
I do like that bit. What is it?
Just BS.
Yeah, but he's got the guy. His whole thing is the executioner. It has to be the little man that he came in, who's like, I don't want to wear a hood. I look like an idiot. But he's they got he does it, clamps it all down. I'm guessing what they're trying to do at this point, and even I can't remember his name, is trying to portray that him and Molly are getting a bit closer, and this is where we get this moment of again. It's another setup where Pullman's character, I can't even remember his name. He kind of comes up and goes,
Bruno,
Bruno,
I think.
Yeah, but he even says, "Look, I'm friends with her dad, and he told me to look after her. So no, she ain't going with you." And I was like, "Oh, is it going to play out?" My first thing is that's her dad, and she doesn't know it.
Oh.
But
no.
I thought Pullman's her dad. And I was like, that's why he's been a bit tough. But then, okay, you got the dad situation, but then the dad doesn't come in. There's nothing there. It's just like, so why just do it? He could have come in and go, look, instead of the dad situation, it could have been just anything like, we all protect Molly. She's the youngest here. You're new. We don't trust you yet. Something like that.
That would have been plausible and less complicated. I think part of the problem is some of these complications. It's like, what do they say? Over egging the omelet. Like you didn't need to tell the story about the sketchbook. He could have just said, I had an idea. Got an idea. And this. It could have been, you're right. Hey, we're all, more seasoned old geezers here and we look out for her. Okay. Then you don't need to kind of wait for that clue to turn into something.
Yeah, it's just that I don't know what's going on kind of moment, really, like that. It's like that. So so he gets told off, but this is him and Molly. Okay, young love or something like that, and then we get to the youngness of one of the actors later. But okay, they're having a little thing. Is it a romance? Like, when it's not. They're like, even when she says, like, I'll go with you, I think they're trying to portray that getting away with me is better than staying here.
Than being
here.
Yep.
But the life you see with with the folk there isn't that bad. They're like, they're not in a depression state. People giving money.
Take care of each other.
They're traveling. They're a family, even though they're not family. They're like a traveling family.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that bad of a life. There's no hardship, what we've seen at the moment. The only bit we saw a little bit hard, it was when it was raining. There's no, something bad's, like happened to them. The only thing you get is when Pete goes. But it's, if you're going to give me try and develop a romance or develop we need to get away from here, tell me why.
Yeah,
because
why is it so bad? Why do you have to go? Yep.
Because even with Stan's character, it's literally he's ran away from whatever we don't know yet. We don't really find out, but
I was going to
He's
say,
run
do
away.
we ever? But
Yeah, that's a
spoiler
fair
again.
point.
Yeah, but we run away. He's found a family that actually like him, and he's found a girl that actually likes him, in a stable environment. So like, and he's learning a kind of a trade and something like that. It might be
he
not
is.
the thing, but he's learning. Well, he's a carpenter as well,
He's
and a
also
drawer.
learning that he's good at something. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's probably like, who would have thought, regardless of where you're from or who you're with, who would think that your special skill is making people believe that you can read their minds of all things,
Yes.
you know? And he's realizing that too. So that's, something to look forward to, but you don't know, like, regardless of the specifics of his background, you don't know like what is motivating him. Like why is he doing what he's doing? And later on you'll find, I think, there are other characters that make no sense in terms of, well, what is actually motivating her, this other character? It starts to leave more and more questions in your brain. And it was actually, I think, although this film was 2.5 hours long, I think I took 4 hours to watch it because
It felt like it.
I went
Sometimes,
back a little
Yeah.
bit to see if I missed
Yeah.
something. And then also I was just questioning myself. I'm just like, okay, like, why did that do that? So, yeah. But all the visuals look great. See, it's distracting you from the missing plot in some places.
Yeah, but that, and then he's even this point he's like, we should get away, but she's not. But then we get that we find out that the geek, the beating to the head, wasn't very good. So he gets Stan and William Dafoe's character. I can't remember his name. They go off.
He's Clem, right? Yeah,
Clem. Is it Clem?
Yes, Clem. Yep.
They just kind of dump the geek outside the
Salvation Army. Yeah.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
They'll take care of him. Ring the bell. They'll take care of him. Let's get something to eat.
That's it. Let's go and get bacon and eggs, and that's it. So they go off, and then spoilers, but not spoilers. Spoilers. There's a plot development in this that sets something else for later. That's all I really have to say. And the plot is the geek, and it explains the geek. So William Dafoe's character is you find out he's a bit of a horrible person, and
Quite.
the horrible is like because of what he does to other people. So he finds somebody's down and out, in whatever side, have gone to drink. They can't afford drink.
They assume they've been in the war and they're attached a bit to opium.
Yeah, opium, because he goes like that. So he then laces the drink with opium because it's the greatest thing, offers them a temporary job. You'll be good at it. Don't worry about it. It's only temporary until we find something else. But he's lacing them with opium in their alcohol. And then they become the geek. They lose all sense because, well, he's literally, he's drugging them up for life. So it makes them go crazy. So they want the next hit. So they do whatever he wants. It's what a horrible person.
What a horrible person.
Terrible.
When he said it, I was like, oh, I like Willem Dafoe in most things. I was like, I just don't like you at the moment. I don't like anything about you. But he's so like, I'm just telling you this. And he's just so like, he says it in such a reassuring, like, it's normal. It's a normal thing of life. Yeah, it's just, it's. Sorry, go on.
And no, I was just gonna say, I totally had a bit of an ADD moment there. My ADD kicked in, and I just thought, isn't this our third Willem Dafoe movie? I think, right? Because we had him in
Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yep, this one, and then the war one, Platoon. Yes.
Platoon.
Yep.
So this is our third Dafoe.
Oh, he's on the third club. He's gone to the third club.
He's in the 3 Club.
Sorry, that just popped into my head. I was like
good.
a dog that saw a squirrel.
I
couldn't not point it out.
We'll have to make a list. We have to do one, like maybe on the 100, is who's going to be the most. He would have to be there because he does a lot of supporting actor roles, doesn't he? Like, you think like Al Pacino's a lot on the list, but he's the star, but he will never be a supporting actor. But Willem Dafoe will always pop up. You're like, oh, it's Willem Dafoe.
Always pop up.
It's Willem,
Well, we're on 82. Today is 82.
There we go.
So this year will
and,
be 100.
And you know what, Sandy? Sorry, Daryl. No westerns. Zero westerns. I wonder.
That's
We actually
a crime, is what it is.
we've gone through. I bet you we've gone. Well, we've had drama, 100%. Thriller, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Romance, animated, comedy. Yeah, action,
Sports.
sci-fi, mystery.
We've not had a
Yeah.
martial arts proper.
Not martial arts, no. So martial arts and westerns. I know. There's not a lot of martial arts on there. There's more westerns than martial arts.
There
But yeah,
are.
So yeah, martial arts and westerns. That is all that's less probably. Yeah, that's it. But
Daryl,
yeah, so
we'll get there. We
we'll
promise.
get there
Promise, Daryl.
one day.
Sorry,
That's it. And
Daryl.
the worst thing is when Jay thought it was with Harry, Dirty Harry. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it
no.
was so
Just
close.
on Clint Eastwood.
We were
Just
so
Clint
close
Eastwood.
with Clint Eastwood.
We were.
Got Clint Eastwood. Yeah, and Clint Eastwood's been on 2 or 3 movies as well. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
he'll
he's
come
up
up
to
again. Yeah, but yeah, this is he's again with Stan's look, and he's like that. He's learning this all. He's like getting all the information of all the top, I suppose, bosses in the carnival. And yeah, it was just a strange. It just felt like, oh, I'm doing it to take over, kind of thing. So it was just like, yeah, I'm going to learn. But yeah, it just the payoff again. We'll find out later. But it was just a good conversation. But it felt like a setup that you just don't like William Dafoe's character. And I thought, because he says this is the first time that you find him on Nightmare Alley. That's why the movie is called Nightmare Alley. It's like, this is where the drunks are. It's a saying that they go into Nightmare Alley. So I thought at this point, oh, he's going to get Stan is going to learn and then take over to get the new Geek, or, take over
Okay.
or start something else. But yeah, that didn't happen. But yeah, so from that, we get again Pete. Then he's training, kind of like he becomes like a mentor, doesn't he? He really respects him. He respects what he's done. He's like, even though what is it? Later on he does seem as like the lost father figure, but
He doesn't.
it's
He
distracted.
even makes a comment about. He said something like, "It's been a long time since anyone asked me to teach them anything," and he was like kind of happy that someone's interested in the knowledge that he has. And I was like, "Aw, that's so sweet. This won't end well." I just had a feeling right away. You know how this goes. Well, this isn't gonna end well.
That's not going to be a good sign. But yeah. So he's just like teaching them like all the mannerisms, how to read people, of what the thing, and he's like, but it's also a cautionary tale of like, he says, doesn't he, as well, with like, you've got to remember to yourself. Hey, welcome back. You got to hold yourself not accountable, but if you start believing that you are a medium, you go something blind. I can't remember what he called it. He called it something then like, I can't remember what he called it now.
Oh, heck. I know what you're going to say. It's something like crossing over.
Yeah. It's like, do not go, because then you're unbelievable. Then you go into like the trap. And he goes, you've seen people do. I can't remember what he called it now, but yeah. But yeah, it just feels like he's learning. This is what he's doing. He's learning. And this is the point where, go and get me some alcohol. Go and get me some whiskey or whatever it is. And yeah, this is where, and this is the point. And I think I was like, oh, he's going to look away and then, or accidentally take the wrong bottle, but they're different bottles, so we can't do that. Or he's going to take the wrong bottle to kill him. Why? To get the book. I expected that, but then of course he just picked up the normal flask.
Yeah, I was thinking he got the wrong one, so on purpose. So I must have or maybe I was just convinced myself.
But yeah,
it
is the same flask. So yeah, he puts it by the side and he starts to read the book, and then Pete wakes up and he's like, sorry, but he's gets a bit angry about what he's done, but all seems okay until of course the morning comes. Everybody's having breakfast, and we get the shouts of something's gone wrong, and then we get Pete has passed out in the middle of nowhere and died. So we like that, and so everybody's there, and I like Pete. I wish this was more impactful to make me feel sadder. Because I
Yeah.
like Pete as a character. Pete was nice. It wasn't sad enough.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. So yeah, you don't get enough of their master versus Padawan, I suppose, moments. If I want to put it like that, is a moment like to make you feel, oh, that's really sad. It just, it's just a really all you feel about is like, oh, he died, next bit thing, because I've got all these plots you need to fill in.
But then,
So
this is the point in the film where there, and we talked about this with The Prestige, about neither one of them really having a conscience, and where the female characters were kind of the conscience. This is the moment where okay, this guy, he was forming a bond with this. Shouldn't Stan feel a
yeah,
little guilty? And he enabled this. He should have known better. Shouldn't there be some emotion? Nope. Nope. Nothing. No conscience. Didn't care.
yeah, but like at least show him if he like you feel he's bad, go straight for the book. Then
Yeah.
you know he's a bit of an arsehole, but he doesn't. It's like so.
It is
yeah.
very ambiguous. Yeah. Ambiguous. Yeah.
But yeah, so that
Which
this
is
he's
annoying.
putting the dunny in the hole, and this is where we get. I'm guessing, don't know where this is a thing, but they get raided by the police on just really terrible ground. So like he comes back, warns everybody before they get there, and I like how they change some of the scenery to make it things. But she gets done for being indecent. He's also just quickly looked at the warrant to see the name on the warrant, so he knows the sheriff's name, and he goes up to it. You're arrested for being indecent, and I'm going to arrest in yours. So he's got to beat up his bonnet, let's say the sheriff. Everybody else is having quite a good time, but he doesn't like it. It's not Christian enough, and that's it. So yeah, it's but this is where what we said earlier is the electrifying woman. Wait, what did you call her, Jay? The Electrico.
Electric Girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Electrico. Is she? He's like, you can't.
She's charged up. Yeah.
She's charged up, and we need to release her, otherwise everybody's dead. So he kind of plays the game of like, one, he's stalling because William Dafoe's character told you just stall it all. But this is it's a good thing. Plays it up, plays to the what? Oh, I've just saved you. He's also at this point, whilst this is happening, he's also what we get from the visual effects is he's looking him up and down. He's checking out his shoes. He's like that, so he's noticing things about him. Knows his name, and this is where he does his first medium moment, I suppose you want to call it. And we know the fix because we know what he's been looking at and seeing. But it's good, and yeah, it's more of a play of get the carnival out the crap, get the police off the back. So he gets him out, and what's it? I need to take you to the back like that. Is because somebody called M, and he calls out, and he just makes again. It's a 50-50 call. He goes, because of his age, I expected him, for a woman, and he would know somebody called Mary just because of the area, because he was Christian, because of the cross he was wearing
He had a
around
medal.
his neck.
Yeah, St. Christopher medal.
So he's like, I was playing on the Mary card. Lucky enough, home run. It was his mum. Like that. So he just picked out of thin air just because, well, yeah, he's Christian. So maybe he might know a woman called Mary. So, yeah, lucky enough. Yeah, that's it. So he kind of tells this tale about, the bond, the love, because of his, because he's wearing medical shoes, isn't he? So like corrective shoes. So he knows it, like something went wrong in his youth. But he plays it good, like I said. But this is where I'm guessing you're supposed to, like this point, like he would get an itch for the game, I suppose you want to call it.
He's realizing, and it's kind of, I guess it's remarkable that he's so good so quick at this, but he's also got a persuasive nature and he's very charismatic. So people are trusting him. And yeah, now he realizes he can use this to his advantage to earn some money. Um, and he's,
But
very proud telling the story of how he swindled this guy or bamboozled this guy, I guess.
he goes quite off. Let's say quite quick. He's like, and I'm off. He's like that. He doesn't stay with the carny folk.
Yep.
Like that. He's like, no, we're going. So yeah, after that, they're all celebrating. Yeah, because he guessed the name. But at this point, I thought, well, you might stay there a little bit. But this is where Molly just goes, like, it's just a bit off the.
He's like, she's
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's go. Let's
Okay.
go. Like, what you just seen, like, again, is the character building with Stan a lot. Is he a down and out? But then he goes, oh, light bulb moment, and then she goes, huh. I can make money off you like that, or there's their love. You don't get it. Like her just
No.
going in, I'm ready. We can go. Let's go. Like that. And so they embrace, and this is where of course Pellman
Bruno is not having it.
But yeah, it's like, where is it? Where's Molly? Like, I'm guessing they keep an eye on her all the time. It's have a little bit of a fight. He beats her up, but then it's just this whole carny thing is kind of a bit strange. And then of course, he goes to give back the book. No, you've earned it. He respected you. And then they're off. It's just literally off. And then you get, stop it there, it's a good little break, black. And that is the first part of the, like, that is part one, I suppose.
That's
you want
like
to call it, the
part
first
one
act.
of
Yeah.
3-ish parts. Yeah.
And it's literally, I was like, wow, this has been an hour. And I don't get what's going on. And I
And
must
we
say, I'm
don't
gonna
have
stop there.
any resolution, not even a little bit of resolution to move the
No.
plot forward. We don't. Yeah.
And at this point, I was like, okay, what we're gonna do? And at this point, I was getting, okay, we're gonna have the payoff. We're gonna have a back, because you've got now a Molly situation that's open. You've got the dad situations open. You don't really know much about Stan. You've got now the medium side. What is going to happen now? There's a lot of, and then you've got little plot points all around it that was in that first act. Well, how's that going to get resolved in the second act? Or why would it need
They're
to be
going
resolved?
to add more in the second
Yeah,
act that is not going to
that's
get
it.
resolved in the third act. I mean, it's just,
And it was just like, I was like, oh, I don't know. And I made my pause in it, and I was like, oh my God, we got like, how long we got left? I don't know how are they going to resolve it? But yeah.
Jay,
then
were
we
you
get,
thinking that too? Like, at what point were you looking at your watch?
Honestly, the whole thing kind of.
yeah.
No,
Too long. And then
I would
too-
say probably shortly after this. Like once we get introduced to Cate Blanchett's character, I feel like that's when it really started to kind of gunk up in terms of pacing for
Yeah.
me. Because like Stacey said, like the whole carnival part of it is pretty interesting, and like getting that small little glimpse behind the curtain of how they pull off their tricks and shows and all that, like that stuff is all interesting, and just seeing kind of that whole world, the way they all interact with each other, that kind of surrogate family type of thing that they have going on, like all that was interesting and kept me pretty hooked. And then you get to this point where it's like the 2 years later, and we'll see where his show and his act has kind of been taken to at this point. But yeah, it's probably after that main scene with Cate Blanchett and the other guy, I can't think of the actor's name, or the character he plays. But when they kind of have that whole scene coming up here, after that for me is when it started to be like, all right, how much time is left in this one?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I'm only 50 minutes in. That's crazy.
I say like this, but like because of the non-payoffs you get for the carnival bits, I was like, you could have edited that down. Literally, that should have been 20
Yeah,
minutes.
honestly.
Could have. Like, he wanted to have so many visuals. Like, even the parts in a jar at the end of the day, they're not important.
They're not
They
relevant
keep
at all.
honing in on that Enoch in a jar.
And even the
It's-
payoff with that, it's not
Yeah.
super.
It's real. It's like,
You don't really need it.
No.
you don't need it. And then now we get here, and you see 2 years later, and you see Molly 2 years later is still struggling to remember the verbal cues. So Molly's not as bright as Xena, Xena the seer, because she's really struggling, and you can imagine that the Stan character is getting really frustrated with her, because although he seems to be very successful, I mean, look at the amazing Deco rooms that they live in. Oh my God. So, the first palette and portrait that Del
Good
Toro was
lamp then.
painting.
Sandy, like the lamp.
Yeah, I do. But the first portrait around the carnival and all those lights, now we're in the sleek Art Deco Hercule Poirot world. Um, that is all visual, definitely all visual. But he's been very successful. But still, she's not perfect, and she's still trying to. She's eating a little bit of chocolate or something there, um, and she's still trying to remember the cues. It still seems like they're happy with each other and friendly with each other, but you're gonna know and you're gonna see where that's gonna start to crumble because she makes mistakes.
Oh, hello there. Sorry, I completely just kicked out there, so I didn't hear the last 5 seconds.
Oh, I was gonna say because she's about to make some mistakes, or she's been making some mistakes.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, but he's now a little bit older. He's got now a little tash, but then we could get in the flashbacks again. This is you're expecting the big reveal to the movements or that the back because one completely different color palette. That's it. But we gonna get snap flashbacks and then he's just back to normal. But this is where again he's getting a bit more snappy with Molly, I suppose, like that of like
Frustrated, like why
Yeah.
can't you learn this? It's been
Yeah.
2 years and you still can't learn this.
But they're getting good. Oh, sorry. Excuse
But
me.
they're-
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you, but
Bless
they're
you.
very successful. Yeah, they're getting
yeah, they
great
get-
audiences.
Yeah, and they're like it's mid society, I suppose, like that. Not high society, but they're in with the players of the local towns they're going to. So like
Yep.
they're in with there's the judges, the psychiatrists and all that. So they're all like the money makers are all like interested in the next little fun act that can come along. And this is where he's doing the game as well. Money calls out the code words and he tells what it is, what they're holding in their hands. So that's it. And everybody's happy except for then we get the Cate Blanchett character. What is her name again? Doctor.
God, why can I not remember?
Hang on. I can't remember.
Hang
That's
on.
what there's so many
Because
unfortunately
because he calls her something. and he
there's
doesn't
so
know
much
it's
to
Doctor.
see that you
Ritter?
forget all
Ritter?
the other stuff.
Rittle?
Ritter. Lilith.
Yes,
Lilith
yes.
Ritter.
Yep, that's
And
it.
she goes, no, it's Doctor, because he's like there. But yeah, so she's got his eye. But this is where they go off stage because she does something wrong, doesn't she? I can't remember. It's something minor. And he goes, you could have screwed up the act. Like I think because she said the wrong phrase, didn't she?
Yeah.
But
she's been getting some of them wrong.
So yeah, he calls it. But yeah, then they go back to Act 2 is kind of like exactly the same. But this is where then Cate Blanchett's character comes up and is like, no, I want to have a go. That's fine. So the first bit is very easy. What you got in your likes a purse, and then she's like, no, because she realizes this is a bit obvious. There's some because she's been here a couple of times because of.
She's like,
the
no,
man
I'll
she's
hold
with.
it. Yeah, you can't hold it. I'll hold it.
And
Tell
then and then he kind of gets annoyed of like, what are you doing? But this is again an act for him. He just wants to kind of, I need to study you. Like that. He needs to actually, well, if you're going to play the game, I can play it back. And then he clearly identifies what's in the purse because of how she's holding it and what she looks like. That it is a little pistol, I suppose you want to call it.
Because he can tell it's heavy.
Yeah.
He said because it was weighted down and you could tell it was heavy. It wasn't just a lipstick or whatever in there.
Yeah. But this is where they've been going there because of her, I suppose, employee kind of wants to have a medium talk. That's it. So, yeah.
Her patient.
So,
but
this guy, I forgot the guy's
Yeah.
name. What
he's
is
the
guy's name?
judge. He's not the judge. He's
He's not the judge.
the one whose son passed away.
Yeah.
What's he called? He's called Kimball, Mr.
Kimball.
Yeah, Judge Kimball.
Yeah. He's the judge then. Yeah. So yeah, has a moment, and this is where again you go over the top. You need to get out of it because you it's not plausible, and this is where he faints.
So he
doesn't he?
faints.
And
He
he has
uses one of the tricks to get out of it.
Yeah. get out of it. But this is where he does also like, oh, can you feel them on your shoulder? Can you feel them? You know, moments. But yeah, he's playing the con game, I suppose you want to call it. Yeah, and yeah, this is where they want to one of them. Yeah, he's having to go at Molly, but then somebody comes in and says they want to have a little private talk to you, and this is where they kind of get in. We're going to give you loads of money if you can do it again, but in my private home. And he's instead of like where Molly says, look, you got to tell him it's all an act. Don't fool him around. You went too far with like the lost son thing.
Which is what Xena did to Abigail, the first woman that we saw at the carnival. Afterwards, Xena took her aside, told her it was an act, gave her some comfort, and sent her on her way. And it was the right thing to do. But he's seeing dollars.
Yeah,
he's
like,
seeing
down.
dollar bills.
Yeah, ooh, that's it. Yeah, but that's it. We are wealthy, don't know? We like money. Which even later when the guy, he offers him like $10,000, what is ridiculous money, like back in 1940s.
Oh yeah,
for every session. But yeah, he goes, yeah, I can do that. So yeah, they get back, and then the next bit is he goes off to meet the doctor.
In another
again,
beautiful
I do like that. I'm going to say about that. It just looks good. Every shot.
The elevators.
It's just good.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Marble for, but it's even her room, her office is absolutely really good. I love it. It reminds me of like the Great Gatsby or something office.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, something like that era.
Yeah.
I always think of, when I think of Art Deco, Batman the Animated Series. Because that whole series was done in the Art Deco style, and I've always loved it. So it makes me think of some of the scenes and places you'd see in that.
But these are just like every little detail, like the lamps. Look at that lamp. I like that lamp better than the other lamp. The the floors, the ceilings. But the way this office is round, so it's a round analyst office. Now I know Guillermo del Toro did not take this as inspiration, but in The Sopranos, Dr. Melfi's office is a round office.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's a female psychologist who's, while Tony doesn't get on the couch, she's analyzing, doing the analysis with him. But and hers is very modern, like super modern, but it is a round office, which is very interesting.
Maybe it's some psychological thing. I wonder that we can't have.
I don't know.
Maybe
kind of like round table equality. No one's at the head of the table. I don't know. It would make me dizzy to be in a round room. I think.
But this is where before he gets there, he's been rehearsing what he wants to say to kind of like we can make money. We can make money of this. So yeah, it's
the stained glass windows, the Tiffany window, rounded. The rounding is that's more like Art Nouveau than Art Deco, but it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Sconces.
But I must say on this, I was, what's the best way to put it? Curious about her character. I didn't know where she was going to play into the thing, because even when in this book, she's like, I don't need the money. Like that, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're the only probably psychiatrist to the big wig, because that's what you want to call it, in town. But she's willing to kind of, I'd do it, things. But there's one condition: she can psychoanalyze him. It just needed more.
Why?
Why?
I don't understand the motivation for this at all, and I was so thinking.
She's a collector of people. I thought she was going to be, but didn't really play out.
Just like you thought the payoff was going to be that Bruno might be Molly's dad, I thought the payoff might be that she's related to him or something, or knows that he killed the father, or I was like, what is it that she, especially when the polygraph test comes up, like that she knows who he is, right?
Yes, it would have made sense. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't. There's nothing that it doesn't get. I don't understand her motive. That was the first note I wrote down when this film was over. What the heck was her motivation? I don't know.
It's even later. Like we'll get to that bit with the scars and but again, it's two actors acting really well, and I like the scenes together. I just what are they actually talking
Don't know why.
about?
Yeah, why?
Don't know why.
I'll be honest, as much as I usually love Cate as an actress, I think she's great. I thought she was a little over the top on this. I thought she was a
Yeah, I
little
didn't like her
over
in this.
dramatic with her kind of
But I thought
her
she was
speech,
supposed
her
to.
body
Sultriness,
movements.
yes.
Yeah, it was just a little
But then there
too
wasn't the
over
payoff
the
to
top.
make it to be that. There's a bit of flirtation.
Yeah,
She
just her
wants to be-
posture at times, her mannerism. It's just a little over the top for like dramatic 1930s, 40s style of
Jessica Rabbit.
yeah. It's just a bit over the top. I found her performance in this one to be.
But if there was a payoff, I think you would have gone. That made sense, but there wasn't.
Yeah,
There
something.
wasn't.
Yeah, something.
Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't just miss it. I was worried too. I was like, okay, what have I missed?
No, but yeah. So we get more, and I'm guessing he's got a bit of fame. The people are getting all brass. He's pushing Molly back. That's it. And then again, I thought the dad was going to arrive. I thought she was speaking to the dad, not Bruno. So she's like, "Oh, do you want to come down and stay at the town?" You know, I don't like this payoff because this is again there like we have this the first psychoanalysis bit. It doesn't. It's good dialogue. It doesn't need to be that long. I get it because you're trying to get an insight by this therapy session of the backstory of Stan, and then you don't.
That's
you really
true.
don't.
Yep.
You really don't get it.
You get
I was like, oh, this
nothing.
is how they're going to explain it.
The
This is how they're
payoff,
gonna,
right?
Yeah,
The childhood, the dad, nope.
yeah. And he's negative about it. He says little bits, but there isn't like tell me about the first scene. Tell me about what was going on there. All you know is like he didn't like his dad. That's all we really know. She kind of gives a bit of a thing later when he goes a bit over the top. That there might have been abuse, okay, a domestic abuse or whatever, but there's nothing really there concrete. You have to make up your own plot in your head to kind of get to that. So
I just,
yeah.
and the fact that like he didn't just kill him, he let him essentially freeze to death.
Yes.
It took an old man's blankie. My God, what an evil POS! I don't.
But
care.
have something. Why make out because.
Yes.
I'm going to get to it. We're going to do many spoilers before we get to the next scenes. But I'm like, we get to the end like that. But
Well,
this bit, I was like,
we're
it's
always
okay.
spoilery, it's okay.
I know, but it makes more sense when it's together.
I know.
But
I know.
yeah, it's good. But then we get
Look at that hallway, though. Man, look at that hallway. That.
But this is a hallway. What can we put there? Put a white rabbit. It would
put a
just
rabbit
look cool.
in the middle of my beautiful hallway. Yep.
It just would look cool. It'll look really cool.
Because the gang's all here. Yay.
Yeah. And why? This is the problem with this scene, and I must say that is they're there to do a tarot reading that has no payoff because I don't know the meaning of the flipping cards. So when they have that, they're like, okay, why are they here? He gets a bit kind of annoyed, but not really. They get their, food and all that, and then they do the tarot readings, and then like I don't know what the upside down hanging man means. Tell me. Tell me later so I can all play. I have to guess what that means. I'm like, because what I can't remember what he pulls out, and she's like, oh, like, oh, that is really bad. But I don't know what these cards mean. She explains,
no clue,
like verbally, like in one word, the first and second card, and then go, oh, the hanging man upside down. And then he goes, oh, well, I can change my fate, and he just switches it the other way around. But what does it mean?
Which might have been actually quite insightful, but you don't know what. Yeah.
Yeah. So them getting there is one. You think they're there. You want to realize that Molly's depressed, but you don't get that ever really. She's not happy with a marriage or happy with how Stan's treating her or happy with life. So she's called the old gang back. Then Stan should be pissed off with her. You just need me. But then you just have this tarot really off the cuff reading to show you something that is supposed to explain the end of the movie.
Makes
And
no
you're like,
sense.
but you're not explaining the cards. I don't know what this means. So yeah, it's a payoff without a payoff. Let's say like that. So yeah, it's things. But now we get back to the judge with movie. Go on, everybody. What movie? What's she been in?
It's
So
Mary Steenburgen.
I always think of Step Brothers, who coincidentally,
Oh.
the other guy, the kind of more evil, richer guy that he ends up doing the medium work for, they play husband and wife in Step Brothers. So I always think of them two
No.
together. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't know they
wow.
played. Yeah.
Yep, they play
Back
the
to
husband and
Future
wife.
3.
Oh, it is.
I can't think of it.
Clara.
She's
Doc's,
yeah.
Doc's, yeah, the one.
Oh,
Doc,
okay.
Yeah, Doc.
But I'm
falls in love
looking.
with.
Yes, Stepbro. I see. I don't. Let's see.
that her?
She's been in a ton of things. She was she was a recurring character as Ted. She's Ted Danson's wife in real
Yeah,
life, though,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Oh, I don't know
Curb
if she
Your-
still is, but she was. I've never
Curb
checked
Your
to see if they still
Enthusiasm.
are.
She was in a bunch of
Yep,
those.
mhm.
Orange is the New Black. I know she was in that. And a bunch of like those old 80s and 90s sitcoms going way back. I don't know if she's ever had like a big film.
No.
She was in Ragtime, but not a lot of people watched
It's
that.
probably Back to
Tap
Future 3 was her
dancing.
biggest thing, and she wasn't very good in that, to be honest. She's not great. She's not a good actress, let's say that, unfortunately.
She was
Well,
in
that's-
Philadelphia.
Was she?
She played
she in that?
Belinda. I don't know who Belinda is
No.
in Philadelphia, so probably a smaller. And she was
Yeah.
in Frasier a couple of times. You know, one of those.
Yeah.
One
But
of
say,
those-
like, these are actors I know their face.
You know
That's
the
what I say, like,
face because she's
yeah.
been in a lot, kind of in the background.
But this is where kind of Stan takes it a bit too far, doesn't he? He gives her hope, let's say that of the love of her son. He's always with them. He's waiting for you.
And you'll
He's
all
waiting,
be together
yeah.
again.
Yeah, soon. It's like that. So he doesn't help her depression or help her grief. He just, yeah, don't worry. Like, he's always with you, but he wants you there, and you can all be reunited. And
But
I think
she
that's
tells him it wasn't like it was the dad who pushed him
Yeah.
to enlist, and she didn't want him to. Now, guess what? You know, hundreds of thousands of American sons had to go to war. So, in a weird way, I don't want to say it like to sound. I don't have that sympathy for her, because she's saying her anger is with the dad,
Mm.
who convinced the son to enlist. Well, if he didn't, he might have been drafted, or maybe everyone else was serving too.
I think
You
this
can't
is
just
like
keep your
how they
kid
said, because he died in No Man's
The
Land,
world-
so it must be in
It
World
was
War
World War
One.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
you know,
So
I'm just saying. That's just,
Mm.
I don't like her. I don't
no,
like her.
No. But I'm guessing it's just, again, this is to just show that the switch of he'll do anything for a little bit of money.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
he like screw over him, and then this is where look, he comes in a bit smug. He's got like a roll of money, hasn't he? Like,
Yeah, look what I got
bills.
one over on her, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yep.
And he even says, "Who else? Who else is there? You know, and he's. I want to take the town to the cleaners with your help. All the rich people are coming to you for their help. Give me the insight." And she's
And
like, "Well,
Also, I thought about, okay, maybe his motivation is he wants to stick it to the rich people.
Mm.
Maybe because you still don't know if that's an issue. Like, what, why?
no,
Because we're presuming it's for money, but maybe it's not for money. Not everyone is motivated by money. Like her, she's not motivated by money. We don't know what she's motivated by, and we never will. But I don't buy whatever's driving these two. I don't buy
No.
it.
Well, it's even if like he wanted to get the fame, but like he's they can give him the money, and like the fame isn't there because he's just like in a hotel lobby, and then he's kind of doing the same act day to day. But then she gets the call that I must say I got Xanadu vibes off this guy. This is all I got, kind of from what was his name? the
Citizen.
no, the guy that he's about to see.
Oh, well, you said Xanadu. I was thinking Citizen.
Yeah, no,
Kane.
because it felt like Xanadu, like because he was a recluse, he only things
So
like
old.
even
Yeah.
when like this is
he
Xanadu.
is.
Yeah.
Hang on. Not Griffin. Hang on. It's something like
What's
that.
his
It's
name?
not Griffin.
Oh.
It's. Hang on. It's coming. I gotta keep coming. Wait. Grindle. Ezra Grindle.
That's it, Grindle. But it
What
just
did I
did
just,
like some.
what did I just call him? What? Anyway, Ezra Grindle. It's Ezra Grindle.
Yeah, but it just felt like that because like on your own, you know, it's like a little fortress. It just felt
With
like
a
that.
big yard, a big garden.
and,
Yep.
And then Sandy was just looking at the architecture.
I know train stations. I love stations. I love industrial. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I like and it's just playing like he has to take everything like your watch and all that, and it's like just say please. Yeah, we have to have manners. Now it's like please, and then this is where he's had so many people, you know, try take advantage. He's got like his own
like David Attenborough
line.
to me,
Yeah. 100 yesterday.
100. You go.
Yeah, that's something, huh? Wow.
I saw Prince William's
And he
speech.
looked good. He looked good for his age.
He stood up. He kept standing up. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, oh yeah. He looked
What
good.
a man.
Yeah. But yeah, this is where he's lie detector, like tell the truth, and again it's him being the con man that he is. He answers the basic questions, but when it's like he can hear the needle, you a medium, and then he's like, then he plays it. He takes, he drops his. I'm guessing again. It would have been good at this point when he realizes I'm failing the test. If the doctor, Cate Blanchett's character, this is what he does. So you've got to learn to lower your pulse. Like, there's breathing exercises you need to do. Because all he does is takes one inhale and then the needle kind of doesn't move. He kind of like relaxes himself whilst he's saying about, the information that she's given about the mark, I suppose you want to call it. So he goes off, plays the trick, and like it's about his, I guess, an ex-wife, and then she had a kid and miscarriage. Wasn't it not miscarriage? Wasn't it? It was he made her have an abortion, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then she died from that, I think, while she committed. But yeah, it's from that, and then this is where he kind of tries to up the game again of like, I've got him, but we need to push it further. You need to give me more information. And this is where she kind of gives the towel. Sorry. Of the you can't, because they're gonna only know it came from me. So like she's like, you've got to like, play it a little bit cooler, step back a bit, and learn from other people. But he's like, nope. This is where I think there was one bit like this key. There we go. There's the key. That has all the recordings. So she records all her like sessions, I suppose, like that. So he needs to get it, and he does the old pressing the
Make
key.
a copy of a key. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. To get the things whilst that, and then this bit. Now she comes out, and now I'm gonna skip forward here a little bit and spoil it. Going is when she shows the scar, and then later when he says, "I abused women."
Yep.
I thought it was going to go back. Did you see that as well?
I thought it was going to go back to her. That's how she got the scar.
I did too.
And that's why she was screwing him over.
Right. Yep.
But alas.
Nope. Not quite.
Nothing.
Not quite.
No, it wasn't. Nope. So, yeah. And then, and so he does that. And, So then she doesn't explain Scar. Even to when he says, like, how's that come from? Doesn't really explain it. And then, let's say that they make love. That's it. But yeah, off they go again. And then he kind of breaks in and then listens to all the sessions of the guy who to learn about it, and then he goes into the whatever district library or whatever to get some
Dory.
records, and he bribes the guy. Okay, but there's possessions there. How was there possessions in like a Sandy?
Because
library?
she died a pauper. She was marked in a common grave. No one claimed her, so all her stuff was left at the archive or whatever.
Oh, it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
literally no one claimed her body, so no one claimed her things.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, the postcard that she never sent, and some other things like a strand of hair, of that. So, but yeah, this is where he kind of gets the idea, to get Molly involved as well. But yeah, great grounds.
Yes,
I'd like to
very
know where
nice.
this is.
Could be Buffalo or somewhere in Toronto. I'll have to find out.
But what grounds? Like, that is a good old
It's
mansion,
very nice.
whatever it is.
You said it
but yeah.
reminded you of, if it reminded you of, Xanadu, but it reminds me of the DuPont mansion in Delaware, where the actual DuPont chemical family had their grounds there. They have an amazing mansion that you can tour. And
Is that
Longwood Gardens.
the DuPont family that's got the Foxcatcher guy in it? Am I thinking of the right family? Was he DuPont?
I don't know, but they're the DuPonts who created
God, I could have sworn he was.
who created gunpowder, and they created DuPont. DuPont Chemical is the DuPont family, and they had some of their but they had a lot of famous people. They had people who were senators, and Henry A. DuPont was a head of the United States Cavalry in the Army of the Shenandoah during the Civil War. Long story short, he was a very, very good commander and a very good soldier. And the family estate is amazing, and you can visit it and you can tour it, and it looks like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the Foxcatcher is.
Oh, you've never seen the movie The Foxcatcher?
No.
Steve Carell, actually. Oh, I need to put that on our list. That's got to be. That's one. I don't know how that one slipped
Why
by
is that
me.
I think I've heard of it.
It's a true story. Unfortunately, it's a very true story. But it was. I'm just looking it up now. It was John DuPont. He was the heir from the DuPont family.
Yeah.
And he was a big wrestling, like amateur wrestling enthusiast.
That actually one was
okay.
actually like I did say, because he doesn't look like himself, does he? He's like got a
he's got a whole bunch of prosthetics.
Yeah.
He's actually, it's him, Channing Tatum,
look
and
at
Mark
that.
Ruffalo. He's
gosh.
Steve Carell's really good in it. It's a horrible story, unfortunately.
well, we like those kind of stories.
It's incredibly grim and unfortunately incredibly true.
Oh.
But he was just a super rich guy who was super into amateur wrestling and Olympic wrestling and all that kind of stuff. So he, created this team called the Foxcatcher. I believe it was called Foxcatcher. And he'd invited all the wrestlers to live on his estate so they could train there and all this stuff. And it just got really out of hand and unfortunately very tragic. But the movie's very interesting. And Steve Carell's actually Channing Tatum, Steve Carell, and Mark Ruffalo are all very good in it. I'll have to put that on the list. I don't know how that one slipped by me. I actually only watched it within the last few years. I found out about the story
This
through
is why the wheel's going to grow.
So and it was
movies
filmed.
Like,
So this was filmed. So the big DuPont family, the original, Henri DuPont is the one in Delaware at Longwood Gardens. But this was filmed at the DuPont estate in Leesburg, Virginia. I know where that is. So, okay, I'll have to check that out. Cool.
But this is the discussion between the two. It's a rich man with too much money. And he even makes a joke of it. Like, he's like, well, you have to commit and you might get opened up to, I can't remember his wife's name, to find her.
Dory.
And then this is, Dory, that's it. And this is where he kind of goes, but it will take time. It'll take money. He goes, but I've got the money. And he's like that. And he goes, you don't understand. I don't want to sound sarcastic, but I have money. And he's like, wow. Yeah. And he's like, yeah. And he kind of, after a little discussion, he kind of clicks his fingers. But like again, you don't know if Stan is just, he's playing his mark. He's playing his mark to get a little bit more money. But then he calls the thing with crisp 10,000 $10,000. If a quarter was $5, $10,000. Wow. That is for per session.
Stand by.
Like,
10.
like he's only got to do like look, I'll do 2 sessions and I'm off.
$237,000 today.
Yeah, exactly. Just like I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm gone. That's it. Saying like that. Yes, Bradley. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Johnny. Hello.
But yeah, that is like the nominal. That is what was it like? What would be a price for a house? Even like you're looking at $10,000 like that. So yeah, it's you said like again, there needs to be something here to like him to tell Molly what the game was. Oh my God, he's offering me 10,000 thing, and her going, "This is your get out. This is the end game.
Take it, and then then we're
this
done.
Is get it out. Boom. We can abscond her, play him as a fool, and we're off, and we can make life for ourselves." Just again, it just wasn't anything. He gets this this set up by there's a lock. Again, he's not really. We've not seen enough of the place to understand what's going on here. But then, we get back to Cate Blanchett. I can't remember her name, Doctor something.
Ritter, Dr. Ritter.
And again, it's. I don't know if the screenplay was trying to be over clever, like her being the drinker, him. Of course, there was a bit of like she kept saying, "Oh, you keep saying never. I never do this. I've never done it. I never do it." Like about he never drinks, but she constantly drinks in front of him. And then it's to the point where
you will drink.
He will drink, like that. So again, and I understand he's complete. You just needed the why is she doing it? What is her motive? Like that, she's made him now turn to drink. What is her motive? Like that. She knows them. Is she?
Is there
What's
some
her
connection?
end game?
I'm
There's
still
no,
waiting to see what that connection is, and there's no connection.
Yeah, there is absolutely nothing there. So it's things, but it's again. Then we get Stan, Molly. The playoff is she's going to dress up as Dory, and then they're going to play this big act to like kind of persuade him that everything's right to carry on the game. It's like carry on the con. Instead of doing a couple of sessions, what you should do and go, see ya, bye, gone. He wants to achieve it, but you don't get that motivation sense off him. You have to make that up in your brain a little bit too much. Like what his motivation is to win the con by doing it perfect, that they aren't going to be pissed off. They believe it. So it's a bit odd, but it just doesn't it doesn't work for me. And then Leah, her moments, like they don't know about him, like terrible security guard. He doesn't know anything about the guy who his boss has hired and know that he's got a wife and where he's staying. Like all you would have to do is speak to a bellboy or like concierge, like actually find out about what do they eat, when do they eat, what do they do, who do they go out with, blah blah blah. If you were good, you're like, I'm guessing this guy's getting a lot of money, but
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, but all he does, having a coffee time. But they go back. They're having their sessions, and he gets.
He's getting frustrated now. He's
getting we're not
anywhere.
progressing. We're not getting anywhere. So
and
this
I
is
paid
where
you a heck of a lot of money.
But this is where then, Stan, we need to up it. We're doing it this Saturday. Don't worry about it. We got everything in place. Things. And then we get the judge is with what Stan did earlier with his wife of, do you remember what's the medium said that we can be together with our son? Xena. Yeah, no, this.
Oh no, right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the
this
judge.
was a hoot.
Yeah, is like, we can be together, and then this is the biggest shock of the thing. I just wasn't expecting it. Like that.
Not from her.
Dump, bump. Like, okay, straight into the thing. Yeah.
Well, it was one bit of actually solid payoff too, because he mentions a line earlier on to Molly, I think, when she's just questioning, like, should they really be, doing that? And I think he says something along the lines of, I might have saved their marriage. Like he's trying to justify his bad,
Mm-hmm.
Practice by like, oh, well, maybe I might have actually saved their marriage. I reckon I might have saved their marriage based off what I did there.
Yep.
And then obviously we find out, no, you did, quite the opposite. You did far more harm than what was originally there. So it's kind of the one little bit of, pretty solid payoff with almost kind of a throwaway line when he says that to Molly. You might miss it if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
It was quite a good. Oh, that's a good shot. A good scene. It's like, oh, you look where the consequences of your actions. Again, but there wasn't consequences afterwards like that, because all it is, he hears like the security guards hears it on the radio. So,
Right, and he doesn't care. I don't think he cares.
No, but yeah, it's now. So we go back to him drinking heavily. He's been left was it Dear John by Molly.
Dear Stan.
So yeah, so he goes off to the Greyhound bus depot, whatever department, where she's the woman in red, literally, and she's like, I'm done. I'm done. And he's like, no, I need you for the
One
last job
trick.
Yeah. And then she's they get back, but even like that, when she's in the car, she said, look, that like something, there was a time and I just knew I was done. I am now done. And it's like that. And I was like, well, you thought you were done before, but yeah. So yeah, she's tells her the trick, but I don't get
a dress. She's full of.
Yeah.
She's got blood on her hands and blood on the dress, and she's gonna walk.
I guess it's supposed to be a wedding dress and like
within
that, but
20 feet, and then she's supposed to vanish when he says something. But
it all
but he
goes
didn't
right.
think,
But
like, why wouldn't you think the guy's gonna run up to her? Like, you gotta think for these.
I know, but
kind
yeah,
of
he sends off his
contingencies.
security guard. What? Look at that garden. That's a great garden. Love that.
That is a good garden. Yeah.
But yeah, this is where getting the news and gets the play. But this was frustrating because I was like, oh, when he said, he goes, I wanted to say sorry to her, and he goes, you need to be open with me right now, like confess your sins. If you do that, she will appear. That's what he's kind of saying. And so he's like, I've been a horrible person
I've done this to several girls.
to multiple women. And then he's like, I've hurt them. And I was like, this is it. This is the moment of the movie when you're going to realize the setup is that this guy is a mass murderer or something. He's going to have loads of bodies in the gardens and he's things like that. And like Dory was the one he loved, but he, killed or whatever accidentally. But all the rest, it was like feeding his emotions. Was there that payoff? No.
No.
No, there wasn't. There was nothing. It was just like, it was even Stan's reaction of like, what are you saying to me? I was like, oh, come on, build it. And then all you get is, of course, then Molly kind of turn up after that. And again, you've gone through that bit. When he starts approaching you, why didn't you just run? Like that or something, there needs to be a moment. Like, what a stupid little, it's you didn't expect him to go, oh my God, I want to go to you. And then, it's not a great payoff because, after who are you? And he's like, then he realizes he's a kind of con man. And okay, he goes to kind of, defend himself, but that's brutal. He literally put his nose through his face when he beats him up, and he calls the other guy. And again, it's a good visual scene. So like, we got that, and then we get him run him over, and then hits him, and then literally when he runs him over, it visually everything looks good. Again, you're in the snow, there's the blood, everything. Every scene is art, I suppose you want to call it. We've had that, like, it's a painting. You could do it really well. But we get off to the things, and he goes back and he smashes the windows, and we tell somebody's robbed the vehicle, if stolen the vehicle, if anybody goes. And then she's just like, I'm gone. And you see, like, is it supposed to be like the love, of it? And he just lets her walk off.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
bloody
like,
frustrated me. I was like,
nothing
give her,
else.
go after her, give her, like, apparently you love her, you started this new life. No, is it then? And then you go, okay, then has he gone fall in love with the doctor? And there's a weird relationship there, but I've not seen it. And there's not this estranged love with Molly that you need to go, look, I'm doing this all for you. This is all. There's not. I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for fame. I'm not doing it for the money. What is it then? Give me why you are doing this crap, because I need to know by now. I'm looking at the time of the movie, pausing it, and going, all right, this is 20 minutes left out of the movie. I need to understand. Tell me motivations. So yeah, it just got annoying at this point. And then we get him going the course to the doctor. Okay, and yeah, this scene, because there's no payoff to it, and I expected this. Okay, at this point, I was like, this has to be the twist. Give me the bit that I didn't see, and you'll be like, clever. I'm gonna be really clever. This is gonna be great, but it's not there.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, it's just
Nothing.
her going, I'm gonna look like I've played you by taking the money. When you said I didn't want money, I've money and I'm recording you now. And then it's like, well, you record him to get arrested and incriminate himself, and he's going to go to jail for all his murders. But why? Is there a why have you done this to him then? Why? And
What
that's
was it about
and this is
him?
this is what I was thinking. When he said, I've hurt loads of women, she had a scar. I was like, he hurt her. She's getting revenge and she's used him as a pawn. No. Nothing at all.
No,
So
because
yeah, when
he wouldn't be going to her for analysis if that was true. Or she wouldn't be taking him as a client if that were true.
Yeah.
Right?
So
That
yeah,
just didn't make any sense.
Jay, what did you think at this point? Were you like, I'm just now expecting what?
Honestly, I didn't. I mean, I just kind of expected that not much of the story was going to kind of come together full circle in any kind of like, oh, I see what they were doing type of moment. It was just, at this point, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of loose threads here, and I'm hoping it gets wrapped up by the end of this. But I'm kind of checking the timer on the movie here because it's already gone on for so long, and I'm like, there's only like 10 minutes left. I don't know how they're going to tie everything together, and it just really didn't feel like they did. Like you said, it's like the only motive for her is here. What? She was upset that he called her out on her mother issues, because like she seemed pretty emotionally angry about that as she's mentioned it to him, like, oh, you think I'm powerless, but like she seemed like she was emotionally slighted by his assessment of her, and that's like caused all this revenge. Like I couldn't understand why she was doing this other than money, and just that she felt disrespected by the way he apparently correctly analyzed it, because obviously it cut close to the bone because she was emotionally disturbed by it. So I mean, again, and like this is all me trying to figure it out in my mind, all these thoughts while the movie's still going on. So like I shouldn't have to be thinking that, like, okay, if you have a clever movie and you got to figure something out, usually it comes together pretty quickly as if it's done right, at least in the storytelling, comes together quickly so that you can process it, conclude it in real time, and then enjoy the rest of the story. This is a case of I'm just trying to fill in the gaps of what's just not really there, to the point where it became distracting. To like, okay, like I got to just move on and figure out the rest of the story and then look back on it later if I can.
I expected exactly that, and I was like, you know what they're going to do? They're going to do a Ryan Johnson.
And just like smash it all together at the end.
Explain something right at the end.
It's all off camera.
Which, credit to them, they didn't
give me an answer. At least give me an answer.
I'll give them credit for not doing that, but they also just didn't really do anything to
I was
make
like,
it all
you know
make
what?
sense.
I'd be pissed off if they did do it. But you know what? I really need that right now. Just explain something about what is going on, and that's it. But yeah, so she goes a bit crazy, manipulated, tries to kind of make him go. It would have been better, and I think Jade had that. She went, pause. I went, pause. She went, how good? Never seen the movie before. She went, how good is this? If at this point all that bit since he got arrested when he killed his dad. Yeah. And this has all been in a psychiatric ward. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that'd be good.
almost like a Shutter
like,
Island type of reveal at the end.
And I
It
was
would have
like,
been more
oh.
interesting.
And I was like, that would have been good. And I was like, but was it? Nope.
No.
that was the problem. I was like, every bit we kind of paused. I went, how about if this happened? How about if that happened? And yeah,
it genuinely
By this
plays
time,
out
though,
like she's just upset with him. That's
Yeah.
it.
yeah. But Jay did
But
call
even
the
for
ending.
no
I must say, she
reasons.
called the ending. She went, this would be crap if this is the ending. She called it, and that was it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like she's just upset with him over
Yeah.
him. I guess like she wants to be the smartest person in the room or something, or just offended by the things he assessed about her. I don't.
Yeah, but then give
Her
me a
whole
motivation
character,
why
like,
it.
to be
Like, did
honest,
her
this whole
family get robbed? Like,
something.
you know, like the judges, you know, like that. If that happened to her family,
right, to
mum
her
and dad did
parents,
that,
sure, yeah, because her brother went off. Like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sure, that's something. That would have definitely been something that made more sense. So she's got a gripe against mentalists and fake mediums, like
or con
I don't
artists
know,
took them all for the money,
something.
or
Because
something,
at this point, when you have this scene, it renders her character entirely useless throughout the whole movie, outside of just the getting him information for these rich guys. It makes her character, because you just expect something. There's got to be something more here. There's got to be something more. When you find out there's nothing, it's like, well, in retrospect, her entire character was useless. It would have been better if they had just been in cahoots. If they just met and they decided, okay, let's run this scam. At least that would have made sense. And then she just betrays him at the end because the law is coming in now. So like, it's either me or you, and it's not going to be me. Like something other than like this weird bit of revenge she had over nothing. I just didn't get it.
No. And that's my thing. I'm like, am I missing something? And I was like, we kept looking at each other, and I'm like, am I dumb? Like that. And
I
like,
was
"No, I'm
thinking
not."
the
I was
same.
like, yeah, it's just like, yeah. But again, look at that shot. Great, the eyes, everything. Again, style wise, it's brilliant. But that's it. But we get that. She shoots him. I don't get why she goes to shoot him in the head, misses, and doesn't then go
just
to kill
doesn't
him.
take another shot. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
I don't understand.
Just because they need him to get out of this for what comes next. So that's the only
what I'm
reason.
Because it doesn't make sense, because it would make, if he's going to get arrested and then he goes in a mental institution after like a court case, you know, he breaks down, get that, but he doesn't. He gets away with it, really. And you're telling me from this scene, this experience with her, like at this moment, he just gives up.
He gives up, and at that moment, he realizes that his conscience or whatever, his penance, is now he's the geek, and he comes to that realization.
Yeah.
No,
and like so, he goes off. They all chase him, and he goes home. It's like, but I'm not on board. That like, okay, he's got some top dollar suit there. So that's going to be some money, but we get another flashback, and this is where we're like selling it. But then we get this. Yeah, this is his dad, and all he does is he whispers in his ear, "I don't like you."
Yeah, I've always hated you. I've always hated you. Yeah.
I always hated you. Yeah, it's just like, give me something. Why? Give me something. Why this man is so evil to you that you had to literally freeze him to death. You opened up the window and let him literally die a hype. Like, it's what? Why is this man? What did he do to you to make you the man you are today? Did that explain it in the movie? No, it doesn't. You just know there's something. It just seemed it just seemed a bit cruel, because if you're going to put him out, you're going to burn him. You're going to kill. You're going to get rid of the body, strangle the guy. Then you went out of the way of going, I'm going to watch you freeze to death. Why? What did he do was so bad?
And okay, I'm going to go back to Edgar Allan Poe just for a minute. One thing that one of the many amazing things he did with language and with storytelling, you always knew the reason, even in the Telltale Heart, even though it was a stupid reason that, he's been gazed upon by this milky vulture eye. You knew that's what drove him mad over time, and then eventually his conscience comes up. You know the why, and there are other gruesome deaths. The Cask of Amontillado, the 1,000 injuries of Fortunato that I had borne, right? Stupid. Yeah, this guy was insulting you, so you wall him up and bury him alive, essentially. But you knew the why, and he like this. This made me angry. It did after 2.5 hours of my life. Like, what did I miss? So of course I went online and I'm looking. Oh my gosh, there's like, okay, there's theories, but it's not the what did I miss is not something, oh, I missed this. No, there's theories. There's not a story. And I'll hold until I talk about some of the notes, but like, yeah, this
Yeah.
ticked me off.
As much as the one. That's it. But
Oscar nominated for Best Picture.
Well, we'll go
yeah.
to that. Yeah. Yeah. So he's now in a down. He's in, as what we heard earlier, a very brief statement from William Dafoe. He's in Nightmare Alley. So he's
yeah, even that, to call the movie Nightmare Alley when it's literally mentioned just in a passing comment once was like, I kept waiting for Nightmare Alley to come back into play and be like,
Nope.
yeah.
Just why was it called that? I mean, Sandy, I think said it was a book, so maybe the book puts
Maybe
more of
delves
a
into it.
emphasis
I don't
on
know. I
Nightmare
hope
Alley.
so.
I don't know, but I couldn't understand why it was called Nightmare Alley. Like, because he doesn't even necessarily end up there. He's looks like he jumps on a train and then it's just kind of like a moving group of homeless
I'm
people.
guessing, like,
And then,
like, his
like,
beard,
when was
like,
he ever on Nightmare Alley? I don't get it.
Like that beard, I'm not novel. That, like, unless he's been treated like that's a month growth. I'm guessing.
Or
So
more.
it's not been like he's not like got a really like struggling. His hair's not that bad. You know, he had good clothes, so you're gonna have some money. So what is he drunking it away? He's not that bad down and out. He's like shoes already got a hole in it. Just like good. How your shoes got a hole like that?
How
in
long?
It?
After
You know?
a month, your shoe's got a hole in it. You got to put newspaper in. But when I'm looking at the newspaper, I see that the circus is folded up, and Madam what's her name is doing her own thing. Madam Xena has her own show.
So yeah, it's just so he sells his watch for some alcohol, and then he gets to and the next carnival thing that he goes to see the main guy. This guy he's in. He's
Brother,
in a
where
few
art
things.
thou?
Where
He's
art
always-
thou? And
he's always the skinny
Tim
guy.
Blake
Fix
Nelson,
one.
I believe
Yeah.
is his name.
Yeah, that's it. Where if this was the idea, the payoff of the movie, and it's not it's a spoiler, but guys, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. That the geek and the conversation when the geek gets to the hospital, and then the conversation that William Dafoe's as a warning, but as a teaching of how you get a geek. With the
Just
opium and all
temporary
that,
job.
this guy does, literally, he's bought the
Enoch.
thing, Enoch, and he is William Dafoe, like the next William Dafoe, and he plays exactly the same towel to Stan about temporary work. Here's a shot, and he's like he's taking it because of his sins of what he's committed, but there's no. At this point, I'm like, you've not done enough to deserve that.
He says, I was born for this. Okay, I don't know why. Why?
Yeah, I also did. I'm like, is that because you find yourself, like you said, you're awful, and this is the punishment for your sins?
For your dad?
Is that because you think, because you know the gambit on this and how it's all run, that you can overcome it and take this guy for a ride because you're a professional con? And like, I didn't know how to interpret it, and it's not one of those ways that's like open-ended where you're like, oh, I appreciate that they made that open-ended, because it makes me think. It's was just a bit frustrating. Like, I don't know what the hell you meant by that.
It was one of the. I was like, oh, that's your setup. Is a brief conversation around having bacon and eggs. Is your ending to the movie, and you left everything open, and literally, and everything else was not resolved. I was like, if this is the book, I was glad. I was like, oh my god! And like, Jay was like, oh, you know, it's a book, and Sandy read it. She might be really pissed off. I went, oh my god! I was like, yeah,
No.
because there's no direction to this.
Well,
Yeah, don't know.
that silly little conversation over, well, not silly, but the emphasis on it is silly because there's not much. That conversation with him and Willem Dafoe over the steak and eggs ends up being a pretty pivotal conversation for the movie. It deals with the ending, which is supposed to be like some big conclusion. It also apparently went into titling the movie as well, which it seemed to really not be that relevant. Nightmare Alley has almost nothing to do with this movie. I mean, like in terms of whatever the alley is itself, I'm assuming it's an alley where a bunch of, you know, homeless people who have addiction. Yeah, like drunks
like,
and addiction, like that's where they're kind of living. But it doesn't play enough. You never see it. They never go to it. He's never on it. Like it plays no effect. The conversation about how they turn these guys into these carnival acts is almost just like, a little bit of like, it feels just like a bit of exposition to just understand it. And apparently it has some whole big thing to do with the ending or the way they choose to literally end the movie. So two massive parts of what has to do with this movie takes place in that conversation that just feels like a passing conversation that has no real importance other than just a little bit of exposition. It's just very odd.
That's it. Sandy, go for the numbers, and I think we got some ranting.
Yeah, I think we will. So we've
Bear with me.
talked about the book, and this is the original cover to the book. It was written by William Lindsay Gresham. I made a spelling error. It's not Graham, it's Gresham. In 1946, immediately. So I've got to think that the book was better because it was made into a film immediately, starring Tyrone Power, and even a musical, a very short-lived, limited-run musical in Los Angeles in 2010. So there was something to this story even before the visuals of Guillermo del Toro. I'm pretty good with foreign names. That one I have trouble with. William the Bull. I mean, that's what it says. William the Bull. The screenplay by Del Toro and Kim Morgan adapted the book in 2021. Now, the 1947 film was an absolute flop, and the 2021 film we'll talk about in a second. We've already talked about who stars in the film, and the film is set in Toronto and Buffalo and is filmed in Toronto and Buffalo. So you've got the beautiful Art Deco buildings and interiors that exist today in both of those amazing cities. Now on to the numbers, and this is where I get to my page. You probably will not be surprised. Come on now. Numbers. There we go. So for a budget of $60 million in 2021, that would be $75 million today. It only earned $39.6 million at the box office, so that was officially a flop. However, it was nominated for both Oscar and BAFTA awards for production design, costume design, and cinematography, and got an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. It didn't win any of those. Generally, the reviews praise the look of the film, but not the story, and definitely not the execution. And I think we can all probably, it sounds like we all agree that the visuals are interesting, but it just left so much on the table with a plot full of holes like Swiss cheese.
Okay, before we go on to our rants about this, because I think we're going to be talking about that more. What did Bradley Cooper do when the film was halted due to COVID? Was it lost 15 pounds, grew a mustache, studied tarot cards, or ate 12 quick chickens in one weekend?
I'll go study tarot cards. How about that?
I put grew a mustache.
Probably weight.
But
it lost 15 pounds.
Lost the weight. Yeah, that's usually always how it goes.
Like
tarot cards would have been more fun though.
I know. Literally. So I'm going to say something about that. So he's 15 pounds was. I'm probably going to start and rant on, so I'll go first. He's 15 pounds were there because he wanted to look younger. Now, my big problem, one of the big problems with the thing, is not Bradley Cooper's acting, because I think everybody in this does a good job.
With
The
what they
problem
had.
is
Yep.
he's way too old for this character. He's literally my age when he filmed this, in 2021. But it would have made sense, now get this, if when you saw the death of the dad, like when you saw the flashback, if he was like 17-year-old, like that,
Oh,
very
gosh, you're right,
naive,
yeah.
very going on, and then he was 30. He's in his late 40s, and he's like at the end of the movie. In real life, so there wasn't that all he's done is like, I lost a little bit of weight, and how can I look older? I put on a mustache. He's the wrong age, he's the wrong casting for this, though he does a good job with the acting. You can't dismiss that. I think he does a good job with what he's given. He's just too old for it. The rest of it, I want to kind of, you want to file sue somebody for mismanagement, because I watched the trailer again. That trailer is a banging trailer.
It's a good
That
trailer.
mismanagement of that trailer, I was like, and we all said that looks good. That is things. This movie, I say, this shows two things. One, how bad the Oscars are, because how this made it to Best Picture, I do not know. Now, I can understand the best costume or best choreography, because they're good. They are good. Are they mind-blowing? Not really. There's like Del Toro's movies out there. I wouldn't recommend watching this over anything else he's ever done to like get a stylization of what he.
I'd recommend
what he is as a
Frankenstein
director.
over
Yeah.
this 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah. So it just dragged. This movie just dragged. I just got to a point. I was like, "There's got to be a twist." I was waiting for the twist, and I was like Sandy said, "You're waiting. You want to keep watching because you think it's going to happen, and it never does." The whole compression of the carnival bit is obsolete because there's not a backstory of that. The second part, with the doctor and the psychological profile, is obsolete because there's no payoff to it. The third part as well, with the ending, is a payoff to a payoff that isn't a payoff. It's a terrible plot. There's a plot that does not exist within the movie itself because it doesn't have any ending. It doesn't give you this is what they're trying to get. It's not like one of those movies where it makes you go, it could be that. You can have theories, but there's not theories. You're just going to make up crap in your own head. It's not dark enough. I thought at certain points, it's going to be supernatural. It's going to have some really really strange, over the top, something that's weird going to happen. And then it just went norm. It just went meh all the way through. Like, you can't blame the actors because they're good. All the acting, I think, is great. The look is spectacular. It's just that plot. I don't know where it was going. I was like, I'm losing myself in the plot to do anything with it. I really didn't like the movie, and I mean that is because I expected A, and then it gave me something weird. It gave me like beta, and I was like, oh, what is this? And like, then you expected the next change, the next development in the movie, and it just didn't provide that to you. It was just so lackluster. And how bloody long is this movie? It's way too long. It's like that. It's just like, oh, this is a
Well, to
drag.
have all these loose ends, it's definitely too long. If you're going to take 2.5 hours to tell me a story, close off some of these loose ends. Tie them off, please.
That it's just it's a shame because I said, like, we went, oh, this looks good. It did look good. I can't even, like, if somebody went, oh, well, this has come on, I'd be like, don't watch it. Don't. It's going to mess up your hand. It's a really horrible not recommendation. I at the end, I boosted up the numbers. One thing, because it's well directed, it's well shot, and it looks good, and it's costume design. They're the ones for it looks good. So I give it a like, and I mean it's skimming. It's just touching this number, a 4. Because everything is so, please, where is the payoff to this movie? Like, if you had to explain, okay, what am I expecting on this movie? Is it a psychological drama? No. Is it a thriller? Not really. I don't get what they were trying to do with this movie. It's there is nothing there. There is no cliffhanger to or like a something of like note to make you go, ooh. The only bit is like when she shoots her husband. That is the bit of or that there's not a payoff to that experience onto it. I was looking forward to this movie. That's what's pissing me off probably more than anything, because I was like, oh, I've not heard of this. I like the director. I like his style. Oh, he does mostly like what I've seen is right. It's not great, and it's all down to the plot. And the plot is just holes upon holes upon holes that then they don't fill them up. They just add more, and you're like, but you've still not told me about that. And like the dad, the doctor, I'm still like him. A world of my own, trying to figure out what actually they are there for. And then you've got the rich man at the end. Why did you say he's abusing women? What? Give me a payoff. It's like these little bits, like about the Molly's dad and all that. These little, what's going to happen? And there is nothing at the end. There is absolutely no payoff, no gratification. If you went to the cinema to see this, I feel very sorry for you, because you would have come out going, what? Like that. So yeah, you wasted a lot of money. It's a dreadful movie. It is. I just, I really just, plot wise, the look is great, and that's the only thing that is helping this movie like get a good trailer out, because the trailer is not this movie. And how this even got a Oscar nomination for Best Picture.
They only watched the trailer.
Like, they just watched the trailer. Yeah, like what was the winning film in it'd be 2022 then, wouldn't it? What was the winning Oscar?
Oscar Best Picture. Never heard of it.
What?
Coda, Coda.
Oh, I remember when they were talking about that movie. I never saw it, but I remember. Isn't it about a girl who like travels on her own or something?
I don't know.
In like the wilderness or something. Maybe I'm thinking. I remember the name of the movie Coda. I might have its premise wrong.
A bad year. Well, it must be.
I could have sworn it was about like a girl who like goes wandering or something. No, am I wrong here?
Might be more interesting.
Well,
when family's fishing business is threatened, oh no, I'm thinking of a completely different movie. I remember the name Coda, but I think I'm thinking of something else.
I don't know anyone in this. So all the nominees were Coda, Belfast, which I thought was a charming Ken Branagh kind of sort of personal story. Don't Look Up, never heard of it.
No, that's a Netflix.
Car.
That was the Leo movie.
Okay.
Netflix one.
Drive My Car. Anybody?
No.
No.
Oh, I was thinking of Nomadland. I remember the name of the movie Coda, but Nomadland, I believe, was like the year after it. Oh, the year before it was Nomadland. Okay. That's what I was thinking of.
Dune. Okay.
King Richard, the one about the Williams sisters.
Yeah.
Licorice Pizza, no clue.
I do remember
hearing
of that one.
Power of the Dog, and then the world's worst movie of the year, West Side Story. That horrible remake of West Side Story. What a god-awful year for film. How horrendous.
No. But, right, after that, I'm going to... Guys, what did you think?
I'll go honestly because I'm pretty similar to your opinion on it, so mine will be quick and easy here. It's just all style, no substance for me. It's got great style, great look, great costume, great sets, all that. Just when it comes to even the acting, like you said, it's pretty good. Although I didn't care for Cate Blanchett's performance in this one very much, but in general, I think she's a really great actress. So I usually always like her work. Just didn't work for me in this one, but generally speaking, the rest of the cast I think was all good. It's just the writing. The writing really lets this movie down through and through. It's not very well written. The story is not very tight in terms of how they tell it. In ways, it's just like instead of closing off any plot lines or thread lines or with any payoff, it just kind of continues to open new ones that almost distracts you from the one you just forgot about not having quite been concluded the right way or in any way, really. So you kind of find yourself throughout the whole movie just finding new things to wonder if they're going to have a payoff for it that never end up having a payoff. And when they try to with certain things, like the ending scene, like the scene with Cate Blanchett's character, you kind of just find yourself thinking like, I don't think that made any sense. And to the point where I think we've all discussed it at one point or another, we're all like, did I miss something or did they just not do it? And now that we got to all discuss it together, it's pretty clear that they just didn't do it. They didn't have the proper payoffs for these things. So the writing really just lets it down. Stylistically, I think it's really well done. That's where most of my score comes from, all the good points of it that I can give it. It's just storytelling. It's just not very good. It's not a great screenplay, in my opinion. I really like Guillermo del Toro's work. I think the things he usually does well is also done well in this in terms of the look, the style, direction of the actors, all that kind of stuff. It's just the writing. The screenplay, I think, really, really lets it down. So I kind of come in at the same score. I gave it about a 4. I don't know how this got nominated for Best Picture. I don't know how it's labeled a psychological thriller because I didn't find it to be psychologically thrilling at all, pretty much at any point.
There was no thrill at all.
Yeah,
No.
nothing. There wasn't even that much psychological work either. I mean, in terms of like when you have two characters, one's a professional con artist, the other one's a psychiatrist or psychologist who's very talented or very skilled in her work, obviously, you would have thought there was some kind of like mental psychological game being played, and that's what they were going for with that ending.
Another one,
right? And like that's what they were going for with that scene with the two of them towards the end, but it just falls so flat because her character doesn't make any sense. Her motives make no sense, if there even is any. His backstory with his father, like none of it makes any sense. Just really disappointing. I gotta say, I was just really disappointing. And because of all that, Jade, great point, perfectly timed. Just gonna say, because of all that, like expecting these new threads that are being introduced to you that are really just distracting you from the old thread that they're not closing off, or the previous thread that they're not closing off. They're all being introduced to you, so you just kind of keep waiting and waiting for things to conclude when they don't, and that waiting makes the pacing of an already long movie feel like it's twice as long as it was. So yeah, this is, I gotta say, one of the more disappointing movies that we've done just based off the trailer. I was kind of excited because none of us had seen it. We all come in with a fresh take, and we all really kind of agreed that the trailer looked good. We were surprised to hear it was surprised to hear it was nominated for Best Picture. I kind of had a lot of hype going into this one, and it really disappointed me. So I come in at the same score as a 4. I can't say I'd recommend it because honestly, it's just a waste of your time. I'd recommend other of Guillermo del Toro's movies far before I'd recommend this one. I would say go watch Frankenstein that he just did this past year, or maybe it came in late last year actually. But go watch Frankenstein before this, or Shape of Water, or the Hellboy movies, or anything I would recommend that he's done over this one. I was really disappointed with this.
Yeah, Sandy. If you gave it a
Daryl
10,
says,
we'll have to beat
Daryl
her.
says maybe it went bad in editing. Yeah, maybe they cut out the resolution and the payoff.
I don't know. How would you? Yeah, but
I don't know.
Payoff.
Like how? Like for the editing, like there's no plot.
Like maybe you could say
be there.
Right, like maybe you could say the stuff with his father might have gotten cut out, so you didn't see as much as that. But like again, we saw what the conclusion was with Cate Blanchett's character. And it doesn't make sense. Her motives, like it, the way it concluded with her, at least in their portion of the story, fundamentally, in my opinion, couldn't have been through editing. Just because, like, there's even what we're seeing from her ending, it just seems vindictive towards the fact that he kind of called her out on her possible life trauma. Like, that's it. Like, there's nothing there that like really says like, oh, I can kind of see what she's going at, but maybe I missed something because it got edited out. Like, no, I can't see why she has this motive whatsoever. So I think fundamentally her character just makes no sense to the point where I can't assume it was editing. Some things I'm saying, like I said, sure, like maybe the father stuff got cut out. Maybe even the stuff with Molly's father got cut out. Something, but yeah, just, and even again, like I can't remember the guy's name, the guy from Step Brothers there, the father from Step Brothers. God, I can't remember his name in the movie. Jenkins is his last name, I know in real life, I believe. Richard Jenkins, his character, like we said, that point about like how he says he did awful things to people, like we assume maybe that's what Cate Blanchett's character's motives coming from. Nope, she just randomly has a big scar that alludes to somebody having, hurt her at some point that we don't know who the person was, why it was. She alludes earlier to this guy being very dangerous, and messing around with these kind of rich and powerful people is dangerous. But again, it's like these breadcrumbs to lead you somewhere. And when you think you're getting there with it, they just stop dropping breadcrumbs and then just move on to a new plot thread. It's very bizarre writing.
They go, maybe on that point, maybe it was edited to.
Well, they should have just
We're going to
edited
do a Zack Snyder cut soon. Yes.
At that point, if that
another
was
5
the case,
hours. I don't think it did, because there's so much of that movie that could have been edited out.
Well, that's the thing. I was just going to say
the pacing better.
Right. At that point, if that was the case and they said edit it to make it shorter, you should have just hacked it up a little bit more and got rid of that extra half hour, because it wouldn't have made any less sense than it did anyways, and you just wasted essentially 2.5 hours of my life.
Movie, that wouldn't have made any difference. I don't think to open anything up.
And if you shortened it to 2 hours, it wouldn't have made any less sense than it already does. It could have
been a 90-minute movie. I don't think it would have made a difference. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree.
Sandy,
No,
go.
I mean,
give it a 10. Go on, give it a 10.
You've said what I said, and in fact, Jay, what I had written down was exactly what you said: all style, no substance. It was all about the lighting and the shot and the visuals and the lens flare and and even, I hate to say it, even after some of that, I get tired of that as well. We only had essentially, I counted 5 essential settings in this film. Okay, you've got the Telltale Heart bedroom, you've got the carnival, you've got Buffalo, you've got the doctor's office, and you've got the old guy's backyard, right? 5 settings. And it's too many. And it's too much visual, not enough plot, too many characters, because you want to know more about them. And there's an easy way to have a lot of characters, but to still have them connected and to still understand a ton about them. There's so many films that you learn a massive amount of them from the first few seconds. And I forget which ones, but we've commented on some films where you have so many characters, especially things like war films where you have a unit of guys all in the same uniform, or a baseball film where you have a team of girls all in the same uniform, and you need something to distinguish them by, right? And good films distinguish those characters and tell you something. I don't know anything about any of these characters. We just referred to the old judge and the old guy, and we can't even remember the names of these characters. There's, except for, the judge's wife who offs her husband. That is again the most kind of unsettling part of the film, but the one that wraps up a story.
There's a payoff.
There's a payoff.
Like, yes, payoff.
I agree. Jade, I agree. No amount of editing would make this movie make any sense, because the story is missing. And I stopped writing down questions. I stopped pausing. Like I said, it took me 4 hours to get through this film because I kept stopping and I was thinking, am I falling asleep? And did I miss something? No. I didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep going. Did I miss something? Maybe it was too low because I was listening late at night, so I had the volume down low. So I put my earphones on. No, I wasn't missing anything. There was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there. So what a waste of $60 million. It got what it deserved at the box office. It didn't get what it deserved at the Oscars because it did not deserve a nomination. I too do not recommend this film. I rated it a 3.5. I gave it another 0.25 for the Art Deco. So it's a 3.75. I did have to appreciate the scenery. I really did. And the care taken to shoot Art Deco in a beautiful way. So yeah, 3.75 from me. I'm with both of you. I am, however, I'm glad I saw it, even though I don't recommend it. And I too agree, that was one misleading trailer. That trailer had, by the way, that trailer had like sound or music or something that was nowhere in the film. There was no score to this film. If there was, it was little carnival music in the background that I didn't notice at all. So I didn't notice any sound. I didn't notice any, there were just so many things that I just not recommend. I don't want to repeat what both of you have said, but I agree wholeheartedly.
Now, I'm going to go back now. I now City of Lost Children. least it had a. I know you thought it was weird. It was a bit too thing, but at least at
had
the
a
end, you know
story.
what it was gonna like. Oh, there's a rescue. There's gonna like there's a payoff.
Yep.
Like to this. That's a masterclass. I know you both don't
In
like
a
it.
way,
I like it.
I agree.
And I'm like,
I
literally, it's
do.
dark. It's got the same grind. It's got the same visuals, kind of in a way. And that, at least that was like, well, at least I've got a satisfying, even though I don't like an ending. This one was just like, what the flip is that? I
What
can't.
the flip?
Yeah, it's just it's a terrible one. It's
It's just a waste.
It seemed like it was trying to get a rehype because of the director and the studio with the Oscar nomination. They paid some backhands here, like they put money changing hands all the way, because there's no sense in the world the movie in any other decade would even get a sniff. It's horrid. It is, unfortunately, it's anything wrong with it, but yeah.
100%.
It's just a waste. It's a waste of potential. It's a waste of a director, a waste of a great looking set and movie, waste of actors, waste of however many millions you said it cost to make it. I mean, worst of all, at least they'll make that money back one way or another. It was a waste of 2 hours of my life, 2.5 hours that I can never get that back.
4 hours of
That's
my
the
life,
most
thank you.
criminal waste of all time.
I agree.
That's why I was
and
so glad I got to watch the hockey afterwards. I was like, at least I got something. I was like,
that's good.
oh my God. I just, when you get them ones, you're like, I just need a palate cleanser. I just need something. I just
Yes.
need something like I just need something intelligible, I suppose is the best way to put it. It's just like, because I was like expecting psychological thriller, drama. It all came down. It looked really good. I was like, oh, this is going to be it's going to be a clever movie, this one. And I was just waiting for that cleverness. And it never, ever arrived. And I was just like, oh, what a horrid, disappointing movie. And it made me just, as I say, like to you guys, did I miss something that these two
No,
guys are going to get?
good.
Because I'm not going to get it. Like, yeah.
I was worried
Right.
I did. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why don't I get this film? Now, you'll be happy to know that puts Nightmare Alley as our second lowest rated film. So
Wow.
this
Twilight still beats it.
composite rating by a mile. Composite rating for Nightmare Alley then becomes 3.92. Twilight 2.33. It's a full point.
That's going to
0.6.
take some beating. That is going to take some
1.6.
beating.
Yeah, no one's gonna get down into the Twilight. We have,
But that, no,
and this-
you two, you still got your hate it ones, so you never know. You might.
That
you
is
might
true.
get
I
that
haven't
or
done
something.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
I
so-
think
I really
have to
think
see
mine will end up being Everything Everywhere All at Once for my
Oh,
hated
it's
film.
So awful. God.
Because I can't think of one, at least recently, that I was more interested to see just based off the hype, and then so unbelievably let down. I would watch this movie again before I ever watch that one. I mean, I'll have to watch that
Ooh.
one again for the
Okay.
sake of this if it comes up. But I think this was at least better than that. I really just did not like that movie whatsoever. I could not understand the hype about that movie. Never mind the fact that it cleaned up at the Oscars the way that it did. I thought it was
did,
horrible.
didn't it?
I thought
Yeah.
it was awful.
That's it's gonna be an interesting one though. If
So
you-
speaking of bad
Will
Oscar
give it-
movies, that'll be
Yeah,
eventually possibly one we
that's
have
it.
to watch.
I think the consensus, we have nothing great to say about this movie except for it looked quite good. I think that's the
Mm.
consensus.
Good.
Everything else, Well,
Don't waste your time.
Yeah,
Life is too short to. I always say life is too short to read bad books. Life is too short to watch.
I'm guessing
bad
the book got good.
It had
it got
to,
picked
right?
up.
It had
has
to
to.
be picked up and to be made into a film and a musical and another film. So I have to think there was more to the book. I'm not going to read it to find out.
I'm
Life is
2
too
hours
short.
in the Iliad, so I'm not going to pick up that book.
Okay.
I've got another 6 hours of like the first half of the Iliad to listen to on audio until I get to the Odyssey. I won't be picking up a book for a while.
Did anyone go to see Michael? I did not.
No,
I have not yet.
didn't
I
know,
just have
was
not
too
had a
busy,
chance
but-
to make it to the theater. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see the new Mortal Kombat movie. Unfortunately, I have just not had the time.
You know what? I did say to Jaden, she doesn't like she doesn't like them, and I'm like, yeah, but it looks cheesy, and I really want
Yeah,
to.
that's all Mortal Kombat movies are supposed to be. Good, cheesy
Yeah.
action fun. And just the characters you recognize from the game.
And you
that's
might get
all.
another timeless quote out of one.
You never know.
Yeah, but you can't. But if you played the game, like, was it like a Scorpion? Like, get over here.
Oh yeah, there's so
every time
many
you're
good
like,
ones.
Yeah, I'll win it. Yeah,
Even the first movie from this new reboot of it, it was not a good movie. But it's like a guilty pleasure watch in terms of I just enjoy it. It's just fun. It's good, silly fun.
I've rewatched it a couple of times, and I still like it. It's a bit of fun. I'm gonna put that as an epic masterpiece beyond this.
Yeah, I genuinely enjoyed that and would watch that one again before watching it.
Somebody said you've got Mortal Kombat remake or this to watch for the rest of your life in a jail cell on taking Mortal Kombat.
Oh, 100%.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, that's the thing too, is it's like, and I think I've said this in some reviews that I've done before, you know, a movie can be bad, but not take itself seriously and still work and still be enjoyable. It's when a movie tries to take itself seriously and falls flat, that's when it just becomes a chore or a bore to watch or a drag, however you want to put it. And this felt like that kind of movie. This movie felt like it wanted to be clever. It wanted to be a thriller and psychologically, you know, I don't want to say challenging. It feels like it, but it does. It feels like it wants to challenge the viewer to think psychologically what's going on. But it fails on all of that. It doesn't do it. And a movie like Mortal Kombat, the reboot, it's a silly friggin' movie based off a video game that's incredibly graphic and gory and silly fights with crazy powers and a goofy character like Kano cracking jokes all the time. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously, so it makes it fun to watch it. It's a bad movie. It's not a well-made movie, in my opinion. But I enjoy the hell out of that movie. I'll watch it again before I go see the second one, and I watch it again in general, and way before I'd watch this one again.
That is a good segue, because that might be your guilty pleasure.
It could be. It could be. It's up there for one of them.
Well, that's it. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Now, I got a fun little thing here. So from the last one, you know, like, hey, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. That was the song of it. I got a partial copyright strike.
I was going to ask you.
Oh, really?
that blocked me in one territory. That movie cannot be shown in Russia. And it gave me the analytics. Nobody from Russia have ever watched my stream.
Okay, so
no harm, no foul.
Oh, God. And I was like, well, why didn't you give me that data first? That it has been partially blocked for a copyright strike
to run it through
in
the
Russia,
checker, right? Yeah.
And I was like, by a company I've never ever heard of, not the company that owned it, and they blocked me from playing that segment that in Russia. I was like, yeah,
you never know.
Okay, that's it. So I found one with a little less thing. So we're going to say a little, but it was good because it's from an independent thing that managed to find one of the old trailers called 35 millimeter movie trailer scans that takes old movies and then redoes, like takes the originals and then ups them. So God bless that thing. So they've got, you know, a lot of things. So that's from their channel. So salute to you that I found one with a little bit less, but it's the original kind of trailer. So we're gonna have a little look at my guilty pleasure. That was, nobody guessed this. Nobody could guess
Never
this.
in a million years would that have been my guess for you.
There we go. That we have.
When we started watching
on.
this, I was like, what the heck? Is he have the right trailer? This looks like a Disney
Let's do it.
movie.
This next season's been fun.
Let's hear it for the five-time national
uniforms.
cheerleading champions, the Mighty Toros! Bang, bang, choo-choo twang. Let me see you do your thing.
You are cheerleaders. Cheerleaders are dancers who have gone retarded.
Let me see that booty bounce.
Jan's got spirit. How about you? Dude, you just lost.
Ever been to a cheerleading competition?
Let's talk about this game just in case. I get
Just talk over it.
Why not? Why not?
Fun, you work hard, and win national championships.
We have a problem.
About what?
You ripped off those cheers. We've had the best squad around for years, but no one's been able to see what we can do. We're in trouble. But you better believe all that's gonna change this year.
I swear I had no idea.
Do you think a white girl came up with those moves?
This isn't about cheating.
This is about winning.
Can we just beat these Buffys down so I can go home?
We might have to have a rumble.
I'll take out famous losers for $200.
Shut up, moron! You wanna make it right? Then when you go to nationals, bring it. That way, when we beat you, we'll know it's because we're better.
I'll bring it. Don't worry.
Come on, let's go get it on.
We need a new routine, something amazing and fresh.
We've been saying we're the best. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Let's do this.
Maybe we should join the squad.
Not
know what you're watching
my
at home.
pick. James's pick.
Definitely not mine.
Look, we've got one of Jay's crushes on there.
Yeah, Eliza Dushku. Yep.
Yeah, so that's it. You can't beat it. That's it. But who got the statement that was it? Cheerleaders are dancers that have just gone retarded. Sandy, hopefully.
I've never
have
heard
to
that.
be very careful because my daughters are athletes, and we have a saying in my family: we want to be cheered for, not cheering for others. It's terrible.
Yeah,
It
fair
sounds
enough.
awful. And cheerleaders are lovely people. I am certain that they're absolutely lovely people. But my daughter, who wears costumes similar to cheerleaders, is often called a cheerleader, and we're like, no, she's a dancer, and it's different. But
You're not.
But let me also just say, when I looked at that, and oh my God, they're so young. Like Kirsten Dunst,
I know.
it makes me feel so
2000?
old.
It's 2000, isn't it?
It would have been early because I was a kid when this movie came out.
Ugh.
So it would have been
shut
like
up.
early. It would have been early
2000,
2000s, maybe 2000, 2001. Because I was young. I want to say I was like, God, 9 years old or something. 9, 10 years old.
Gosh almighty. Yeah, it was in rotation when my kids were little, which was way after that.
Because Kirsten Dunst would have been Mary Jane in Spider-Man right after this.
Yep.
So yeah, it would have been around that time. So I was 10 years old when Spider-Man came out. So
There you go. All right. What we need something. We need something on the wheel. Jay,
Something
what are you feeling? What are you feeling?
Good.
let's go Western for Daryl. I feel like
Yeah.
if you just put that good energy out there,
Come
eventually
on,
it'll happen.
Daryl.
Magnificent Seven,
God,
Wild
Magnificent
Bunch. something
Seven.
like that.
We got
At this point, I can't be
Tombstone.
picky.
We
We'll
got-
take anyone we can get.
Yes.
I will laugh if it comes out with Jay's Western pitch. You're like, damn it! Help, guys.
Yeah, I
Sandy.
honestly don't even know if I'd have one off the top of my head. I'd have to really think.
The
I actually have to fill out the rest of my list of all my
the
picks that I
creep
can have them
terror.
ready.
Was it the creeping terror? The creep terror. What's the creep? What's that? What is the creep terror or the creeping terror?
I don't know. Sounds
Never
like a
heard of
good
it.
one.
Is that
Sounds like a
the-
good B movie.
It does sound like a B movie.
I like my B
creep-
movies.
The creeping terror or the creep terror? What is it? The
I don't know. Sounds
I
like
don't
one
know
of
it.
those like old, kind of what they do is they zoom in on an ant or a fly and they make it look like a big monster and it's
creep-
yeah,
is it-
sci-fi.
1964, The Creeping Terror. Never ever heard. Oh God,
Never
this
heard
is
of it.
it.
No.
Oh, that is them one of them B movies. Yeah, where
Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't move the camera. Yeah, that is a very B movie. Oh my God, it's got a 2. It's got a 2 on IMDb. Oh my God, out. Yeah,
Now, you
maybe
know what
not.
I'm
That's
thinking?
not on the list.
You know
Unless
what I'm
somebody wants to
thinking?
put Haze it.
We had
Oh,
Willem.
please don't. We do have, chat's pick, maybe.
Be careful.
Preempted.
We had Willem Dafoe and we had Kirsten Dunst, as you said, and you just mentioned Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
No? Okay, yeah. We could have a
Could be a
sci-fi.
sign of things to come.
we had two
Yeah.
Ron Perlmans in a row. Maybe we'll have a little. That would be awesome. to
That
just
would
see
move
one
Willem
Spider-Man.
Dafoe into the four
Your
appearance category
category.
too.
Yeah, there's only I think 3 people now. It's Tom Hanks is one of them. Yeah, Tom Hanks, Al
You could have
Pacino.
another Tom Hanks. He's definitely on the wheel again. I think a couple
Oh
of
yeah,
times.
I know. We could
More
get
than a
another
couple.
Tom Hanks again.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Let's
Fingers
do
crossed
it.
then
I'm
for
excited.
the Western. For the
Crouching
Western.
Tiger,
For
Hidden
episode
Dragon, or a
83.
Western.
No, it'd be 84. 84.
Oh,
Let's do
Quest
this.
for Fire. Hell no,
Oh,
Daryl.
that's terrible.
Oh,
that
you
one.
chat. As long as Abe's
Just
not in
gonna-
the chat, we're okay.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Woohoo.
What's it gonna be?
Daryl.
We got it! We got it!
All right.
We got
I
one.
knew if we just put
Yes.
that energy out there, we'd
Yes,
eventually
yes,
get
yes.
it.
Oh my gosh, it's such a good one too. So we get what is that 3 for Clint Eastwood? Let's
Yeah,
see, Trouble
that'd
with
be-
the
yeah,
that'll be
Curve,
3.
Dirty
Yeah.
Harry, and yeah,
Lovely
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Oh,
Yay.
See, a little
Oh.
positive energy goes a
I'm
long
so
way.
excited.
We
There
got
we
it.
go. I can't believe that has happened.
I can't either.
I can't believe. Finally.
That's awesome.
Finally. And we got a good one. We didn't get one of them. Yeah. Oh, what a good movie. I was going to actually watch this the other day. I actually was.
I've never seen it, so this will be a first time for me.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Jay, it's Gene Hackman.
Right.
Oh god,
You
oh
talk.
my god,
I'm going to find a trailer.
Morgan Freeman. Well, let me pull it up so I can get everyone in it. Okay, so Clint Eastwood, obviously, we talked about. Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris is in this
Oh,
film.
No kidding.
Let's see, anybody else I recognize, and a whole bunch of other people who I don't recognize from a ton of films. But wow, this is good. This is really, really good. So gosh, I remember this came out and my see, what year is this? 90, what is this? 92. 92. I remember this could have been, I don't know. No, it couldn't have been like, yeah, it might have been one of the last movies my granddad and like we all saw with my granddad before he got sick because he really liked this film. So anyway, yeah, this is awesome. This is a good and so well shot. I won't get into it. Let's watch the trailer. But yeah, it's I'm excited for you, Daryl. I am. Yay.
I'm excited for myself. Like that. We got a
All of us.
Western.
Yeah,
We got a
everybody
Western.
go watch.
The streak has ended. Literally, we got a Western. I love a Western.
It only took how many is this, Sandy?
Eight-
This
this
would
will
be
be-
This
This will be
85?
83. This will be
80
our 83rd film.
83rd? Okay.
It's 83rd film.
Only took
Wow.
83. We got there eventually.
83.
Okay, I found one of the Rotten Tomatoes. Let's get that one.
Tomatoes. Rotten tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes. Right. I can't believe you've not seen it, Jay. That's it. Here we
No,
go.
never.
Let's go.
Step over to the office and get the bullwhip.
A whipping? That's all they get after what they've done? Get out of there!
It was a matter of honor
They're paying $1,000 to whatever kills the 2 boys that cut up Delilah.
in a time when lawmen were killers.
What are y'all looking at?
You English, Bob? Outlaws were heroes.
Well, I thought that you were dead. Hell, I even thought I was dead. Till I found out it was just in Nebraska.
And a bad reputation
You're the one who killed William Harvey and robbed that train over Missouri?
was as good as gold.
My guess is you're calling yourself Mr. William Money.
Say what?
You don't look no meaner than hell, cold-blooded damn killer.
I ain't like that anymore, kid.
$1,000 reward, Will. Nobody's gonna come.
So you still have that Spencer rifle, huh?
Yeah.
He's my partner. He don't go, I don't go.
What's it come to 3 ways?
Just because we're going on this killing, that don't mean I'm gonna go back to being the way I was.
Are you really gonna kill them cowboys?
I do not like assassins or men of low character. We ain't bad men no more. We're farmers.
Savages! A bunch of bloody savages!
Assassins!
Oh, I guess they have it coming.
We all have it coming, kid.
Some legends will never be forgotten. Some wrongs can never be forgiven.
Any man don't want to get killed. Better clear on out the back.
Unforgiven.
I miss when
And-
trailers had the
and an
voiceovers
Oscar.
there.
And an
Oh,
Oscar.
did it? Oh,
One
nice.
of the Oscar Best Picture. That is Best
Yeah.
Picture. That actually deserves it. And literally, that trailer, though that wasn't a great trailer, gave me tingles because I know what. And Sandy probably knows it as well. It's like the moment you're like, yes, oh,
really
that's a
is.
good
It's-
movie.
It's compared to this movie, it's so well written. It's a very tight plot, very tight plot. It won for Best Picture. Clint Eastwood was nominated for Best Actor. It won for Gene Hackman won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and Clint Eastwood won the Oscar for Director. So it won 4 Oscars. So two so Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Act. Sorry, won 3, nominated for 4.
I
Oscars.
would probably put this in my top 10 movies of all time. Easily.
Okay.
Easily.
Oh,
would
it
actually
also
be up
won for film editing. Sorry, it won. I
Fine.
didn't hit more. It was actually not. I lied. 2, 4, 6, 8. It was nominated for 10 Oscars, and it won 4.
There you go.
Wow.
But Daryl, we got your homework. Good homework.
Daryl.
Good homework to do that. That is a good one. That is
Yep.
a good. And Jay, you've not seen it, so that is good. That is good. You like.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh,
so.
Gene Hackman won the BAFTA too. So Gene and it's well worth it. I mean, this performance was amazing. Amazing.
So, yee.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
I don't think you,
finally.
James, I don't think with your British accent, and I don't think you, Jay, with your Boston accent, and I don't even think
Yeehaw.
me with
I
a
know.
Baltimore, even though I'm a little more south, can properly say yeehaw. We gotta find,
I could do it like English Bob.
I feel inappropriate.
Yeah, fair
Yeehaw.
enough.
Oh, good. That is a good palate cleanser. Let's say that from this movie like that. A little bit of fun next week, and then getting down to some very gritty, serious movie
book
that
to
is
read.
understandably good. Oh, is it
It's
a book as well?
It's The
There you go.
Shootist is the book.
Oh yes, yeah. There we go.
It's
And
a book.
I would probably
Exciting.
read that book, but not now because I'm reading the Iliad. Well, listen to the Iliad.
You're kind
so.
of busy with the
Yeah,
whole
we have
Iliad.
to get. When is that movie coming out? I forget.
June or
Okay,
July.
so we have a little bit of time because
Yeah,
I know
we
we're
are
going to
gonna
get
see
I
that
hope
one.
so because I've got so much like of the Iliad. I think the Odyssey is longer than the Iliad. I think I can't remember now. And then you got the third one that they're hopefully not going to do. But yeah, so I think it's like so must be So but yeah, bit of humour. But yeah, now we got a bit of Clint. So this is what Clint number 3, isn't it?
This is number 3.
I believe so. Yes.
Dirty Harry,
Trouble
Trouble
with
with
the
the Curve. And this one, and he's going to be in some. I think he's in a couple more westerns, but I think he's in a lot of other non-westerns. So maybe he'd be up there, and like he would definitely hit 5 or 6 easily. So that's it. But yeah, a good one. I think this is going to get some good high scores. It might be. It won't probably reach the heights of Lord of the Rings, but I think that is going to be one of the highest ever, unless Jay comes up with a 10 on what I think me and Sandy both will give a 10 for. There's definitely a movie out there on the list that I think me and Sandy will give a 10 for. That's it.
Interesting.
I think we both know what it is. I mean, no,
Oh.
it might be this one. Might be
Wait
Jay. Might
a
go,
minute.
oh, this is a 10.
Wait a minute. The Unforgiven may be a remake
Maybe a remake. Ooh. What's
because
on there
the
for a
original
remake?
book is called The Shootist, and there is a film from 1976 starring John Wayne called The Shootist. Oh,
That
hang
is
on.
not the same movie. No, that's not.
Can't be.
No. Yeah, it's not. That one is not. No.
It is.
Is it? That's
is.
a completely different movie. That is completely. I've
Yeah,
watched that.
announced that he had purchased the movie rights to Glenn Swarthout's The Shootist. And
A Man Called Horse. That's not on the list. Good movie. Good movie.
and then it says Paul Newman passed on the role, as did George C. Scott, before it was finally offered it. Okay, we're gonna have to do some we're gonna have
The
to
Shoot.
do
I've
some checking
I've
on that.
watched
The
this
book
year.
is called The Shootist. It says the book was made into a film in 1976. Okay, we're gonna have to check on that.
maybe got completely ripped apart by somebody
Maybe.
at one point. That's it. But yeah, all good. All good. Sandy, you gonna do some bad connected streaming again tomorrow?
Don't say. Oh no. Okay, so now, hang on. There's
Oh,
also
well,
a
we got that.
1960 Western film called The Unforgiven, but that's different than Unforgiven. So, we're just gonna have to make sure we track
Weird. I don't care. I like it.
all this down. So no, I am not doing any. No, I am. I'm packing. I'm going on a little trip. Oh, now it's saying it's not based on. Holy moly. Okay, so it's not based on the book The Shootist. I think it was you who put the shootist on this list. That's why I'm confused, because you put all the books in there.
Oh, did I? Oh, maybe
You did. Okay, so it's
maybe
not the
AI
same.
lied to me then.
I'm gonna double check. Let's double check that. So no, I am not doing any streaming from now until maybe Thursday or Friday, and at which time I will be streaming perhaps from the Colosseum in Rome. So
as you do,
very cool.
as you do. So yeah, I'm going over there just literally for a few days, and I'll be back the following week. But I'll be available for Film Club from Italia, All'Italia from Roma.
Very
For the
cool.
movie, bring it on.
Well, bring it on.
Better if we had Gladiator.
Hey Mickey, you're so. Hey Mickey, you're so fun.
Jay, what you got coming up then?
Nothing in particular. A bit of a busy couple weeks lately, so kind of just whenever I haven't even done shorts the past week. I've been so busy, so kind of whenever I get a chance, you should see something come through the channel.
For myself, I had a couple of streams like I've been doing. I'm going to call it floor pizza. That's it. Dodgy dealings, making a pizzeria, and then throwing pizza on the floor to get people to sell it. It's fine. It's fine. A little bit of actually quite a little fun game as it goes. I kind of want to get to when you just want to get to the end and see how many you can get levels unlocked. It's just a silly game where you're doing dodgy dealings. For example, I do apologise. I had to do a butt plug and sell a dildo on the black market. Why?
Oh God!
And then sell pizzas
To get money for pizzas.
Get money to sell pizzas. That was it. So yeah, it's one of those absolutely really silly games. It's
Is there any
actually
other
quite
game you
addictive
want to
and quite funny.
mention that you may have thrown me into insanity with? Any other game out there you want to mention?
The library game, Jada. Remember we talked about that? You have
So
to sort
I
out
actually scrolled past that on Steam like yesterday, and I almost bought it because it's like $5 or something. I almost bought it because I'm like, oh my God, this actually does look like it would be a lot of fun. Like the library is a whole total mess or something, right? That one?
Yeah.
So the number one, the music is very soothing. Actually, the music's fantastic. I think you'd both like the music.
Mm-hmm.
The sorting is it's fun, but that fun goes quickly to compulsion. And because you're starting out with the first level is 4,000 books. Okay. So I think I've played it maybe 5 different times, 5 different days. I'm up to 1,100 books sorted. So I still have over, whatever, 2,800 left to sort. They're like eventually you can figure out your own little system for doing it. So I'm at that point now. But James, I think for you, so when you think about 4,000 books and they're sorted into probably groups of 10, so that's 400 different types of books, your dyslexia would be, I think it would be hard because there's only 5 or 6 different colors. And then within those colors, you have to read the titles. I don't know. Give it a try. I have a feeling you would I don't know, you might lose your marbles, but
Might do.
I guarantee, or I would recommend both of you try it, just so you could feel the pain I'm going through right now. Because after this stream, I'm firing it up after this stream. So
I tell you, it seems like an OCD nightmare. If you were like,
it is,
even if you get pissed off,
stop.
It's going to be ones you have to go. No, I've got to finish it. That's too much mess. So yeah, it seemed good. So yeah, I'm glad I recommended it. Well, glad I found it to recommend it.
I am, because I can't wait. Like once I finish these first 4,000, then what happens? Like, because there's a scary plot under it.
No.
Yeah, there's supposed to be there's another plot under it. So
maybe you can just sit there and just tell people to shh, for a couple of hours. That's it. Every time.
No, there's nobody there. Everybody's dead. You're the soul.
The last
you're by
librarian.
yourself.
So it's like the last caretaker, but you're the last librarian.
Yeah, you're the last librarian. Yeah.
Very, very good.
Music's
That's it. You should actually stream it. You should stream it just to see like that when you get
to near
the end. When you're about, I think I'm gonna get to the end. That's it.
Then I'd be a real YouTuber. No, I'm just a fake YouTuber. Great.
But yeah, so next week from Rome, from Boston, and from the Midlands. Bring it on.
There we
Of all
go.
movies coming from across the globe, bring it on.
There we go. We're going global. We're going global to talk about American football cheerleaders. Yes. How many American football movies we had now? This would be our second.
This one's adjacent. It's got some in it. So we've had this. We've had Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
We've had football in MASH. A little bit of football in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I know you have American Underdog on the list, but we haven't got it yet.
I wonder.
Don't think
we have
we've
to do
had
that as
another
well.
one.
Movies. How many sports?
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's going to be baseball. American football will be topping it. I don't see cricket or soccer. Actually,
Space Jam, y'all. Space Jam.
Yeah, Space Jam. We had one basketball.
But other basketball except for White Men Can't Jump.
That's a good movie. I like White Men Can't Jump.
There's a. Oh my God, the one about the coach, the Gene Hackman. Come on, Gene Hackman.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Coach Carter. Coach Carter was another one back. Yeah, when I was a kid. That was a good one. I liked it. Basketball's my favorite sport, so I'm biased on that one. But there's honestly not very many good basketball movies, to be totally honest with you.
There's like ice hockey. There's not many good ice hockey.
Yeah,
movies.
no. I mean, sports movies as a whole can be kind of hit or miss. It depends. Like they're either done a little bit too cheesy, or they're telling like a really good underdog story. Sometimes you kind of have a hard time with
it's okay
those.
when it's biography. I think when you got kind of like that, nothing to glory, I suppose, like that. But you don't get much of those. But that's it.
Yeah,
but
they can be hit or miss.
Yeah. But on that note, let's get it on for a bit of cheerleading.
Bring it on.
I'm going pom poms. So just like Sandy and the pom poms in.
Hell no! Are you kidding me?
Well, at least Jay can get his pom poms out. Go on, Jay.
See if I can find my wife's from somewhere.
Ah, there we go.
She might have held on to them all these years.
There we go. But everybody, I hope. Well, Daryl's excited. Daryl, I hope you are. Finally, we got there. We got there with a Western. Yay! So that's now guaranteed. It's going to be Western. A couple of hits now.
We need to catch up.
That's it. But Jay, Sandy, Western is on its way. Daryl, Western is on its way. So
just have to make it through. Bring it on, Daryl. That's all.
Yeah, bring it. Hey, I like
we're at the home stretch.
Well, you two got to think about your pick. What would be your you hate it pick and your your guilty pleasure. So there we go. A little bit of fun. People, you go, what are you talking about? And that's what mostly my girlfriend always says every day. But from that, everybody have a great rest of the weekend. And as this movie was set in Buffalo, 5-1 Montreal, and we'll see you on
Was that the final score? Wow.
5-1, yeah.
I didn't realize that. Wow, no kidding.
There we go. And we're playing them again on Sunday. So that's it. So everybody have a great one. Enjoy whatever you're doing over this weekend, and we'll see you in the next film club, and bring it on. Bye for now.